plays a crucial role while taking the membership benefits. So today is a key session doing that, so that presently we have around 8,500 student members. So our main aim is to bring in maximum IEEE student members into technical society as well as the affinity group, so that more volunteers pool are built in IEEE Kerala Section. So as you all know, when we have more student volunteers, definitely more members are getting engaged, and definitely we will have a good membership count, and we stay to be continue the role model section of globally 343 section. So that is a main aim behind this session. And on this account, I would like to thank Region and Student Activity Committee for taking our proposal and to have this beautiful session, action-packed session. So it's indeed a great privilege for me being here, and it's on behalf of the entire team. Thanks to IEEE Link as well as the MD team to background this, and always thanks to the EXCO members of all the affinity group and the chairs for the continuous support that is provided to us. So without any further ado, so I have crossed just 6:05. We have a tightly run on schedule. So I request everyone to keep the times noted so that we can have an action-packed section that is by 7:25, so that we can have a quick introduction of the session, and then we will have you will have providing a direct interacting opportunity with the section leaders of a section veterans of the society and affinity. Thank you, and over to you, Active.
Thank you so much, sir. It is indeed true that technical societies and affinity groups encourage students to cultivate a passion in their own field of interest, and also provides a community where they can learn and gain more knowledge together by promoting the joy of volunteering, which is the aspect of IEEE. As explained by sir, we have two back-to-back sessions today. Our first session will be an introductory presentation on technical societies and affinity groups, followed by an exceptional opportunity to interact with the core EXCO members who are veterans of IEEE technical societies and affinity groups. So let's move on to the first session. We are extremely glad to have student leaders from the various technical societies, affinity groups, and special interest groups here today. I consider it my honor to welcome you to this event. The student representatives are here to share valuable insights on the key benefits of being a society or affinity group volunteer, the various opportunities that the society they represent provides its members, and the numerous contributions, both technical and non-technical, made for the betterment of the student community and the society as a whole. Let me now invite the student representatives of the respective societies and affinity groups to enlighten us about the various contributions they have made to the technical community, and how membership in society and affinity groups help provide improved exposure and opportunities to students. So firstly, I welcome Mr. Suraj V. Nambudiri, Student Representative, IEEE's Joint Chapter, IEEE Kerala Section, to shed some light on the various benefits, opportunities, and historic achievements made by the chapter. Over to you, Suraj.
Thank you, Ganga. So actually, I am unable to view the presentation. It's saying that starting to share the content.
Yes.
Thomas, can you share that again, your screen?
Thomas, can you hear us?
Yeah, Suraj, now you can start sharing it.
Suraj, sorry for the
So we had a
inconvenience.
technical glitch. So we had a network issue. So we will have a backup ready. So we'll share it within a minute.
Sir, should I need to share this slide?
Okay, you can share so that we will rectify. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Do you share, Suraj?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so is my slide visible?
No, only half of the PPT is visible.
Oh, okay. 1 second. I will.
Sure.
Suraj, to your left, there will be a magnifying glass, I guess. Maybe you can.
Sir, actually, I'm sharing from the browser, sir. I will do that.
Okay.
Okay, if you give me 1 moment, I can fix it right now.
You can start, Suraj.
Hello, Suraj.
Sorry. Actually, my
Ah.
mic was muted. I was.
Okay, the screen is visible now. You may
Yeah,
start.
okay.
Okay.
Let me start then. Yeah, okay. So, good evening also. Thank you, IEEE Link and IEEE Kerala Section for providing this opportunity. So here, so now most of you are now an IEEE member. So what's next? So there are many societies under IEEE, and as a student representative of IEEE IEEE PLS Joint Chapter Kerala, I'll be discussing about the benefits and opportunities of IEEE IEAS, IES, and as well as PLS. So next slide, please. No. Hello.
Thomas.
I hope it's visible now, Suraj.
Yeah. It's
Please let me know.
Yeah, actually, there's some glitch now.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, so here we first will be discussing about the IEEE IAS, that's the Industry Applicant Society. So the Industry Applicant Society, the vision of the IEEE IAS is the IEEE Industry Applicant Society will be a world leader in the advancement of science and technology, linking theory and practice in the application of electrical and electronic systems for the benefit of humanity. So the name itself states that if you are an IAS member, you can and if you are interested in the topics of the electrical and electronic systems industry, like the macro electronic components, so if you want to learn about that, you can be an IAS member. And next slide, please.
Suraj, please let me know the slide is visible.
Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah, we'll coming on to the mission. Now the mission states that the IEEE IES enables the advancement of theory and practice in the design, development, manufacturing, and application of safe, sustainable, reliable, smart electrical systems, equipment, and services. So these are the vision and mission of IES, and since the mission and mission are simply means like it's written in the simple language, so that an IEEE member can easily understand like how we can take like how beneficial while taking the IES membership. Yeah, next slide, please. This one, next one. Yeah, so these are the benefits of being an IAS member. So the first one is the informative meetings and seminars and conferences. So like every year, IAS used to conduct many conferences, annual meetings and seminars. And one of the main thing is the IEEE IAS annual meeting, which will be going to conduct, and it's the upcoming event. And in that, the main aspect is that the awardees of the chapter and chapters and membership department, that is the IAS CMD awards, awardees are awarded in that IAS annual meeting. And the below mentioned points are the conferences which are organized by the IAS. And some of these conferences are the collaborative events, collaborative conferences, like and other societies also contribute to the conferences, and these are the name of the conferences given. So if you have any research paper, or if you have any projects and you are on the stage of the preparing a research paper, yeah, you can approach these conferences for that. Yeah, and the second one is the valuable professional publications. So IAS provides public when if you are an IAS member, so they will provide you publications that will be mainly available as a soft copy in the IEEE Explore digital library, or they will mail you bi-monthly so that you will receive it, and you can read those magazines and get an idea about the topics related to IAS. So also they used to update the updates the latest technologies in the industry aspects in the electrical and electronic systems. And yeah, it's benefit for an IAS member, and it's also available as a hard copy. Yeah, so the third one is the it's a bit higher topic, is that it's a chance to advance your industry. So the opportunity to personally contribute to the betterment for your industry is a key IAS member benefit. Like if you have for an industry basis, the IAS benefits a lot because it has some industry standards. Which will be in all the details regarding this is given in the website, so you can refer it. Next slide, please. Yeah, so for more information, you can visit this website, ies.ieee.org, and there you can find many sections in that. Yeah, so next we'll be discussing about the Industrial Electronic Society, that is the IES. Next slide, please. Yeah, so regarding the IES, so the this year the IEEE Industrial Electronic Society recognizes its 71st chapter, 71st anniversary. So this chapter has been found 71 years ago. So this Industrial Electronic Society, through its members, encompasses a diverse range of technical activities devoted to the application of electronics and electrical sciences. If you compare with IES and IES, like yeah, in a first set we think that yeah, these are same, but in some aspects they are different. So these technical activities address the latest development in intelligent and computer control systems. So mainly this IES deals with the macro electronic components in industrial basis. Next slide. Yeah, so this is the vision of IES. So the vision of IES to advance global prosperity by fostering technological innovation, enabling members, carriers, and promoting community worldwide. Yeah, next slide. So these are the IES member benefits. These are the key benefits. The details, all this will be given in the websites. It has technical committees, conferences, as mentioned in IES. Similarly, IES also has its conferences, publications, SNYP, that is student and young professionals, industry forum, and multimedia. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, so for more information, you can refer this website and get a detailed idea about what exactly is IES. And also, IES is also providing a free membership for this year as part of the 71st chapter anniversary, 71st anniversary. Next. So the third one is the IEEE Parallelotronic Society. So it has a tagline, powering a sustainable future. Next slide. Yeah, so the vision of the Parallelotronic Society, the society's name itself states that that's the Parallelotronics, and throughout the society, if you refer the website of the society, throughout the reading, you will hear the same word again and again. That is the Parallelotronics. So upholding the vital scientific and educational aspects of Parallelotronics and its application. That is the mission, and keeping. Sorry.
Can everybody else go on mute, please? Thank you.
Go on, Suraj.
Please go on, Suraj.
Yeah, sorry, I got muted. So next
Sorry,
slide,
sir.
please. Next slide.
1 minute, Suraj.
Yeah. Previous slide, not this one. Yeah, the mission part. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So regarding this Parallelotronic Society, the main aspect is the IEEE PLS Day. On every year, June 20, IEEE Parallelotronic Society recognizes that day as IEEE PLS Day because on that day, in June 20, 1986, the Parallelotronic Society operated in a full-fledged way. And also on that day, the society encourages its student members to actively participate in the contests organized by the society or the chapters or the student branch chapters. And yeah, they have the two main contests, that is the photo contest and the diversity contest. And this year from Kerala Section 2 SBCs got cash prizes for the photo contest and the diversity photo contest. And next slide, please. Yeah, no, the previous slide, the member benefits, please. Before the IEEE PLS. Yeah, so these are the PLS member benefits. Like it has technical committees, conferences, publication standards, distinguished lecturer program, PLS resource centers, and student and young professionals. So these three societies have a common member benefits. But if you need to find out a detailed study about these three societies, you just go to the website of these three societies and get a detailed idea about that. Yeah, go to the last slide, please. Yeah, so you can visit the website IEEEPLS.org and get an idea what exactly the society is and be an IEEE PLS member. So thank you all for this. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Suraj, for that precise but powerful briefing. So up next, I welcome Mr. Joseph George, Student Member and Coordinator, Circuits and Systems Society, IEEE Kerala Section, to enlighten us about the important initiatives undertaken by the Society and also of the various benefits CA Society provides its members. Over to you, Joseph.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I'm not. Okay, yeah. You can see the slide now. Okay. Are the slides present?
Yes, Thomas, next slide, please.
Is the slide changed?
No, just a moment, Joseph.
Hello, Ganga.
Hello?
Hello, Ganga, are you there? I'll try presenting if there is an issue.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I think
Joseph,
Shankar sir is
this, yes, Shankar sir is presenting. Joseph, can you view the screen? Hello, Joseph.
Dear organizers, hi Ganga.
Hello.
This is Jayati. Yeah, I just have one suggestion because we want to finish on time. So it would
Yeah.
be great if you allow like the speakers to present because they will know when to go to the next slide and it would be quick. Like you can talk to the other people and see if they're comfortable with it. Because
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
I think this is taking too long and we wouldn't be able to, complete it by 8 or so.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion.
Joseph is there.
Sir, I think Joseph is facing some network difficulty.
So shall we move to the next slide? So
Is Krishna Priya, are you here?
Yes, I'm audible,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, you are audible.
So, do I have to present the screen?
No, sir, will you be presenting?
it's coming, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we
So,
have Miss Krishna Priya Boban, Technical Coordinator, IEEE Communication Society Kerala Chapter, to share the key benefits that ComSoc offers its members and also about the countless technical advancements it has pioneered. Krishna Priya, over to you.
thank you so much, Ganga. And I'll start. My name is Krishna Priya, and I'm the Technical Coordinator of IEEE Communication Society Kerala Chapter. And sorry for the video. With some issue with my bandwidth, the audio and video can't go together. Sorry for that, Ganga. So I'll
It's okay.
just
Please go
start
ahead.
over. Okay. I'm handling this session where you will get to know about the IEEE Communication Society. So now let's quickly see the mission and vision of the society. There are many students among us who are really enthusiastic towards the research, application, education in the field of like IoT, telecom, radar, this wireless communication standards like 2G, LG, 2G, 3G, and LTI technologies, and various other technologies in the field of communication and network. So, this society for those enthusiasts. And the mission of the society is just to impart this to the this among the global technical community. So now let's quickly see what are the ComSoc benefits, ComSoc student benefits. Okay, so let's start with the funding benefits. We have ComSoc student travel grants. Travel grants is where you will just, while the time comes, you will just have to register for it. You will be funded and you will get a chance to to attend the global conferences, competitions, events in and around the globe. Okay, so yeah, next about the ComSoc student competitions. It's basically the project competition where you will compete with the student team across the globe, and you will even get a chance to win about 2000 US dollars. And there are like plenty of scholarships, awards provided for these student members. Okay, next, yeah, the the networking opportunities. Like, take it from me, it's some trait of IEEE where you will get to meet experts, practitioners, and here in the society you will have a chance, you will get a chance to meet the domain experts, practitioners, and etc. Okay, apart from this global benefits you will get, There are you will get the local student branch. You will get a chance to attend the local student branch activities, section activities, region activities, where you will gain your knowledge. You can even bag prizes after winning competitions and all. Like, and yes, we have IEEE ComSoc School Series, where you will get to learn about new technologies and all. And here comes the interesting part of student benefit, which is student membership is only for like $1 annually. Okay. Now let's see the benefits. The benefits you will get from the IEEE Communication Society Kerala chapter. Okay, you will be getting a seed fund of about $60 for the new initiatives or for the member development activity, and you will get to know more about this once you start a student branch in your campus. Okay. Let's see the flagship events conducted by the IEEE ComSoc Kerala chapter. We have S-Coach, which is a quiz competition, which will be there every month, which needs an individual participation. And at the final, there will be final round of S-Coach where you can bag this much prize worth, where you can see that on the screen. Okay. And the next one is Procom, which is a project competition. If you have a team, if you have an idea, go for it and bag the prize. Like, you have a prize worth, you will even win a prize worth of like $435. Okay. And grade 7, this is for beta graduates. Yes. Now it's about IEEE ComSoc Kerala chapter awards. If you show your exemplary participation in ComSoc activities, you're volunteering in activities, we are considering you for this. So that's about the benefits from the Kerala chapter. And with a quick note, I'll conclude this. I would like to say that this Kerala chapter Exicom team and the student branches across the state as family, work together to successfully embody the vision and mission of this society. So thank you. That's about the ComSoc Society. Thank you, Bhagya, for this opportunity, and the team for helping me convey this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krishna Priya, for those valuable
great.
insights and
Excuse
those. Hello. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So Joseph, I was supposed to take the presentation on IEEE
Okay.
CAS. I'm very sorry. There's an audio problem.
It's okay.
Can I? Is it okay if I can?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Very sorry, guys. Okay.
Joseph,
Okay, so
please
we
be
have-
fast as well.
Yes, I'll be fast. Yes. So good morning, guys. So welcome to the presentation on IEEE Circuits and Systems Society. Next slide, please. So next slide, please. So the mission of IEEE CASS is to foster technological innovation and excellence in fundamentals, emerging directions, and application of circuits. It is to make ready the systems for the benefit of humanity through an interdisciplinary community. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah, thank you. So the vision of IEEE CAS is to promote circuits and systems knowledge. So that is through an interdisciplinary community, and it is to be universally recognized for providing and leading solutions to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So what we want is a contribution to the sustainable development. Next slide. So what or who is IEEE CASS meant for? So it's for those who are interested in the various aspects of circuits and systems. That is, if you're interested in design, the theory, the tools, architecture, and analysis of circuits and systems, this is for you. Now, it is, as I said before, this is to contribute to the future of circuits progress and the sustainable development. As you all know that electronics plays a very important role in the sustainable development and in clean energy sources. So going on to the next slide, please. Yeah. So what are the benefits of being a member? So nobody does anything for free, nobody gets anything for free. So what are the benefits here? So the number one benefit is that there's a networking server. So the network that you get here is very essential because say that you want to attend a conference that you're interested in. IEEE CASS gives you that access, and it helps you share information, learn new things, and get to know about the stuff that is happening in the circuits and system world. Now, what about the conferences? So the conferences are the most happening places. This is where people brainstorm. This is where people bring about their ideas. So this is where you can learn a lot of stuff. And you also receive exclusive access. You get free e-access to the proceedings of the conferences. You get discounts on the conference fees. So next slide, please. Okay, now what else do we have? We have a resource center. This offers educational resources to the members free of charge. So this, let's say you have a doubt in something that is not accessible free of charge. IEEE CAS will provide you that exactly. And if you go to the second one, right now is IEEE data port. It gives you a storage of about 2 TB. Where you can store up your data sets, and it gives you access to read your articles, insights, and data sets, and it's all included within the membership. And the last one is the newsletter. So the newsletter keeps you updated, and it informs you about the latest innovations, the latest updations. Everything that you need is provided through the newsletter. So just to reiterate that, it is networking, conferences, resource center, IEEE data port, and the newsletter. Now let's go to the last slide. This slide, it shows the benefits of being a student member, because most of us are students here. I just want to expand on that a little bit, because this offers special scholarship opportunities, and there are some student travel awards through IEEE CASS conferences. That is, like, they give you a grant that is about $1,500 if you're selected, if you're let's say you make a project that is called upon and that is appreciated, they will call on you to come and present it on the conferences. So you will get a grant of $1,500 if you do that. Then there are special student discounts on the CAS conference and workshops. So all workshops, the conferences, there is a cut in the fees, and there are discounts. So it's easier for you to access as a member. And the next one I want to talk about is the career services and assistance. So all of us, we are all worried about our careers. We want to know how we get placed. What IEEE CASS helps you do is that they provide you that network I mentioned before. That network will help you in forwarding your career opportunities. They will help you in seeking out good companies that are in line with your objectives and in line with your ideas. Then the last one is the young professional functions and initiatives. That is for the graduates. Now, when you graduate from college, you want support, you want to present your ideas. IEEE CAS will be there for you, irrespective of what position you are. As a member, they will support you no matter what. Now, the last one is the events that took place here. It's the lecture series. There was a lecture series on circuits and systems that took place in TKM College of Engineering. It was attended by a group of professors from NIT and the various university centers and government colleges in Kerala. So now next slide, please. Yes, and there was a startup challenge. So that was basically they wanted to see the creativity of the students here. So this was a challenge offered by them, and you can see those the prize offered there. These are quite huge sums of money. So this is a very attractive prospect. Now we go to the last slide. Next slide, please. So here also you can see that they are unleashing the creative minds. They are unleashing the minds of today to solve the problems of today. So this is what IEEE CAS does. It wants to solve the problems. It wants to contribute to the sustainable development. It wants to help society. So if you are a person who wants to solve the problems that we face today, IEEE CAS is your platform. Can we go to the next slide? So these are the chapters that are available for IEEE CAS all over the world. And next slide, please. Yeah, so you can access and you can get resources from the IEEE, this is their website, IEEE/cas.org. Next one. Next one, please. So thank you guys for your patience. So I just want to reiterate, I just want to conclude. If you're a person who wants to contribute to sustainable development, if you are a person who wants to, if you're a person who's interested in circuits and systems, and if you want to make people's lives easier, IEEE CAS is your place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for that mind-blowing presentation. Mr. Gopal CM, Entrepreneurship and Innovation Coordinator, Computer Society, IEEE Kerala Section, will now let us know of the various opportunities, grants, and scholarships that Computer Society promises its members. Over to you, Gokul.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I'm really sorry. I can't turn on my video due to some technical issues. So
It's okay.
first
Go
of
ahead.
all, yeah, thank you. So first of all, a warm good evening to everyone present here. I'm Gopal CM, Entrepreneurship and Innovation Coordinator of IEEE Computer Society Kerala Chapter. My main goal is to give you an idea or a brief idea of what Computer Society is. So, next slide, please. As you can see, the logo, Computer Society is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. So you can understand by that the deep roots that Computer Society have. So the main vision of Computer Society is to be the leading provider of technical information, community services, and personal services to all the computer professionals around the world. And our main goal or our mission is to be an essential organization for all the technical communities and computer professionals, for valuing their contributions, for helping them develop in their technical areas, and for helping them apply the technical concepts in a better way so that we could improve the conditions in which we live. So as we all know, computers are playing a major role in our life nowadays. Even in this pandemic, computers have enabled us to do a lot of things. So Computer Society is actively participating and actively helping to run the world in this pandemic situation. Next slide. So this is a major question which arises in everybody's mind. Is Computer Society just for computer students? Actually, no, anybody who is interested in computer, we all use computers. So if you are genuinely interested in computer, you could be a Computer Society member. You don't need to have that dilemma. So first of all, I would like to give an idea of the benefits, global level benefits, what all a Computer Society member would get. Next slide. So first one is about the magazines and about the digital content you would get access to. Computer Society magazines plays a really important role in imparting advancements of computer technology to the world. So you get access to computer magazines, research papers. There are a lot of things. The Spectrum magazine, which is Spectrum, is one of the main brand of IEEE, and you get its access to. And then there is open journals for Computer Society. Then you have a lot of opportunities to give away your research papers, and you get discounts on premium magazines. So if you are going to become a member, you are going to get a plethora of sources for improving your computer knowledge. Slide. So next one is the part which is going to be more focused on networking. IEEE promotes networking as it's a really important part in a professional's life. So there will be a professional member chapter where professional veterans, whom you would be interacting later today, are present and are overviewing the actions. So you could connect with them. Then there are student chapters which would be working actively for helping you to learn more about Computer Society's activities, which would be helping you in developing your skills. Then you would connect in local sections. Then there is a thing called special technical communities. In Kerala section, we have a special interest group for artificial intelligence. So you have special interest groups where you could interact with people and you could improve your knowledge in that specifically. Then there are technical communities where you could give away your knowledge, learn new things. And the main important part is IEEE Collaboratech, which which is an important part of IEEE, which is nowadays coming up. So you could connect with any person around the world, and that's also an work which could help you connect with people a lot. Next slide. So this is about which can help you develop your career and which can give you more recognition. First of all, CS job boards. You could get an idea of what are the jobs available out there, which could help you secure a good career. You also have professional educational courses, and computer society members get a discount on that, which could help you a long way in your career. Then there are the main part, the webinars, which is happening regularly. People, if you are a computer society member, you will be getting regular e-notices on webinars on recent topics, on booming topics, which could help you gain a lot of knowledge. And the main part of student scholarships and awards. Actually, there are a lot of opportunities for students to exploit. You could get grants, travel grants up to $1,000, and there are scholarships worth up to 40,000 US dollars. So if you're an active student and if you're enthusiastic about computer, you could get a lot out of it. Next slide. And conferences or events. IEEE also is focusing on more on conferences. So you could access to international conferences. You could present your papers at any levels. You could organize a conference if you want, along with communicating with the section and things. And there is an easy way for publishing your papers. Like, so talking about the section level specifically, Computer Society Kerala chapter is actively conducting a lot of events. And these are the two main events which is ongoing right now. Sectorates, which is an technical article writing competition, which happens quarterly. And you could see the prices are worth 20,000, and you would be writing technical articles at the team. Then next one is an Elevor, which is a leaderboard-based contest between the SPCs. So these events are exclusively for IEEE CS members. So these can give you help you learn a lot, and these are some important section events. Okay. So to sum up, the advantages for members, especially for student members, is volunteering opportunities. You are going to get a lot of volunteering opportunities which could help you network with a lot of people. Then comes networking opportunities, exposure to latest technologies, access to conference and digital library, and finally student scholarship and awards. So these are some 5 points summed up which are going to be the benefits if you are going to be a IEEE Computer Society member. Next slide. So if you are going to be a member, you come under the Kerala chapter, which is the largest CA chapter in the world, which has got an outstanding chapter award. And we have 40 plus student branch chapters, 2,700 plus members, and 25 plus senior members. So you would be becoming a part of a really big family, and it is going to help you a long way. So to know more about Computer Society and its benefit, could check out at computer.org. So thank you everyone for listening to this patiently, and I hope you got a good insight about Computer Society. Thank you.
Thank you, Gokul, for sharing your insights and joining us. Let me now invite Mr. Sajin Sachidanandan, a student representative, Educational Society IEEE Kerala Section, to inform us about the various activities the Educational Society has planned for improving the quality of education available to the community of Kerala. Sajin, over to you.
Okay, I think, am I audible? Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you for it. First of all, I would like to thank the Link team for such an opportunity. And let's start off the today's presentation. IEEE Education Society. Next slide, please. This is a brief intro about me. My name is Sajin Sultan, and I'm the student representative of IEEE Education Society. Next slide, please. Okay, let's have an overview on Education Society. In IEEE, Education Society is one of the oldest society, and it is formed in 1957 as a professional group of education in the Institute of Radio Engineers. And later, this IRE and American Institute of Electrical Engineers merged developed from IEEE. And our Kerala chapter was formed on 20th of April 2021, which was really recent. Next slide, please. And to talk about the mission, to deliver dynamic learning system to equip the people with the skills and leadership in each discipline to strengthen. And the vision is to develop a confident and responsible individual to conquer the present and future challenges by providing relevant knowledge and skills through systematic learning. That is the basic mission and vision about the society. Significance. The significance of Kerala chapter that we are trying very hard is to ensure high quality education in science and technology in Kerala. That is to provide education system in technological knowledge to the rural students, which are compared facilities, and also a common platform for the students to get interacted with the teachers, researchers, scholars, and professionals, etc. Next slide, please. If you are becoming a member of an EXOC society, you will be getting an opportunity to part of the education revolution that is happening around the world. As you know that we as a student, we all have the mentality that our education system has to be corrected in in any of the ways, and some other additions are to be needed. Then this is the best place for that, and you will get an option to interact with the industry professionals as well as mentors around the globe to bring a change in education system across the globe, and they can evolve as the potential educational leaders for the future. Next slide, please. These are some of the conferences and publications of IEEE Education Society that are presently going on. And next slide, please. These are the awards that the Education Society then provides for the students and the chapters according to their exemplary activities. And next slide, please. Okay, as a volunteer, if you are becoming the volunteer, the SOX society help the students, teachers, researchers, professionals, and other stakeholders across the globe to enhance the quality of the teaching, learning process, and research. This is the biggest benefit that you are getting as a volunteer of Education Society, and it will be very much more if you are looking more forward for that. And next slide, please. And recently, the inauguration was been completed. The formation was on 20th of April 2021, and the inauguration was been happened on the 14th of July 2021 by the Edmund Tower, the president of IEEE Education Society. Next slide, please. Okay, this is our short time span journey, and that we have started within a month in the April, and it's only a short span of time. And we have conducted a number of events and achieved something in between that. That we have conducted around 3 webinars, including the security remote and COVID related some webinars. Also, we have scheduled some of them, and one is happening tomorrow, which is a tri-webinar series on research and technologies, and this which will be happening tomorrow. And some other distinguished lecture programs and a rural student technical enhancement program, which is planned by our society. Next slide, please. The Rural Student Education Technical Program, which is one of our milestone event, which is going to happen soon, which is now we got funded by around $2,000 from IEEE STEM project by Try Engineering, and this is basically focusing on educating students from uh, rural areas about the engineering technologies and teaching them over the basics of engineering and its culture. Next slide, please. And presently, from Kerala section, we have about 70 members from Kerala section with 3 student branch chapters within the 6 months, and 44 members, including the graduate profession and senior most members also for that. And we would like to mention that we are the number of 1 in strength in region 10, as well as number 3rd in the worldwide ranking of the membership. And next slide, please. The activities of Education Society, one among them is Merlock. It is a very important thing that it is a project that is done by California State University program, which is multimedia education source for online teaching. And Education Society has been a Merlock partner for several years. And MOOCs, massively open online courses, is an Education Society create MOOCs to help educate its members and public. And main activities that are followed by the Kerala section members is industry academy interaction of the both. that is trying to interact more students and academics with the industry professional to get them more knowledge and experience within that. Also, we are promoting events like ASTA for the underprivileged students to get more use of this technology that we are having now. And these are some of the future events that we are planning for the Kerala Society, Kerala Chapter activities. That is one of the skill training programs, and and a digital library for the students to get brief and the basic knowledge about any of the subject that they need for the future education purposes, something like that. And a hackathon internships for the student benefiting. And one among the other is that the IEEE Kerala Energy Education Symposium. We are planning for that, and it will be soon held. And another one is a quarterly magazine of IEEE Kerala Engineering Education magazine. Basically, all about education. And this is the social media links that you can follow us through, and you can communicate to us. Next slide, please. And thank you. That's all for that. Thank you. And once again,
Thank
thank
you.
you, the link team.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Sajin, for joining us. A small notice to the student representatives. As we are lagging by 20 minutes, we kindly request you to share the highlights so that we have ample time for rest of the interactive sessions. So, next up, we have Ms. Shivada MS, Student Representative, Microwave Theory and Techniques Society, IEEE Kerala Section, to inform us about the various opportunities that are provided to MTTS members. Ms. Shivada.
Thank you, Ganga. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce my society, IEEE Microwave Theory and Techniques Society, our mission, and the membership benefits before this wonderful audience. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. IEEE MTTS is a society for the advancement of microwave theory and techniques for applications ranging from megahertz to terahertz. Our mission is to continue to understand and influence microwave technology and to provide a forum for all microwave engineers. The activities sponsored by our society include a broad spectrum of conferences, workshops, tutorials, technical committees, chapter meetings, publications, and professional education programs. Next slide, please. Coming to the benefits, next slide. One of the main attractions of MTTS membership is the professional networking opportunities it provides. IEEE MTTS provides an arena for researchers to interact with peers and stalwarts in the domain of microwave engineering. Next slide, please. Coming to the second benefit, IEEE MTTS Kerala is undertaking an internship initiative to promote the technical fervor among the students from the very budding stage. A number of UG students from our SB6 in IISC and GC Barnhill did projects, internships, and published good quality papers under the guidance of eminent personalities from premier industry as well as premier academic institutes through the society. Many of them showed interest in microwave theory and its applications, and they opted for higher studies, job, and research in the same. This year also, many students are doing their work under the guidance of society leaders. Next slide, please. Coming to the third benefit, our society has started peer mentorship initiative where senior pass out students help other student members in their project work. Next slide, please. Coming to the next benefit, IEEE MTTS provides travel grants for students to attend various physical conferences sponsored by the society like IMS, IMARC, EOMW, APMC, etc. based on some criteria led by student activity and travel grant committees of the conferences. Next slide, please. Coming to the next benefit, IEEE MTTS provides various research grants for UG, PG, and PhD students to advance research for the benefit of humanity. Next slide, please. There are some other benefits of IEEE MTTS membership. So for selected conferences, the entire registration fees will be reimbursed for some selected conferences. Then for humanitarian projects under MTTS side, some funds will be provided. And also there's an initiative by IEEE MTTS Regent and MGA where the student branch can request for a low-cost RF test kit and the student members can use them for various projects. Next slide, please. Coming to the benefits of student volunteers. So a student volunteer can avail the earlier mentioned benefits. In addition, he or she can get a chance to volunteer for premier regional conferences under MTTS like IMARC in our country, and they can attend chapter chair meetings of major conferences as well as regional conferences. The expenses incurred for such chapter chair meetings will be covered by the society funds. Next slide, please. These are some of our highlight events. L4 is an initiative undertaken to provide opportunity for members to interact with stalwarts in the domain of microwave engineering and allied areas. They have guided us in how to advance microwave techniques and theory for the benefit of mankind. Next slide, please. These are some of the speakers. Next slide, please. So ISO is an event, is a conference that we conduct in association with IEEE IEEE Kerala Chapter. We have conducted it during the years 2019 and 2020. Next slide, please. So women constitute 50% of the world population. IEEE MTTS Women Commercial Colloquium is a new initiative undertaken by our society for the benefit of women in microwave engineering and other women. Next slide, please. These are some of our events. Next slide. We have conducted a number of student competitions and we have given awards for various students who have done given exemplary contribution in volunteering as well as in technical activities. Next slide, please. So it's an ongoing event. It's an initiative undertaken by our chapter in association with IEEE MGTS Student Branch Chapter IIT Kharagpur. So here, based on the current pandemic situation, the participants were given some set of problems and they chose some problems and proposed some cost-effective and practical solutions for the same. And our society through MTTS site has availed some benefits for some funding for this project. Next slide, please. So this is a new initiative, thesis competition. It is to reward and recognize the efforts put by students who come up with innovative solutions for various problem statements in the domain of microwave engineering. Next slide, please. So these are some of our accomplishments. So we had the inauguration of MTTS Kerala Chapter and MTTS SBC IISc featured in MTTS magazine. Next slide, please. We also featured the inauguration of L4 series and that of the MTTS Student Branch Chapter GC Barton featured in MTTS magazine. Next slide, please. Our chapter, MTTS Kerala Chapter, obtained a 2021 MTTS Best Outstanding Chapter Award at an international level. Next slide, please. So ISO 2020, an event conducted in association with APS Kerala Chapter. It was featured in the IEEE APS magazine. Next slide, please. This was another event. It was also featured in the IEEE APS magazine Young Professional column. It's AK APSSC 2020. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. So these are our social media handles. You can find the recordings of our various events posted in them. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Shivada, for joining us today and sharing your insights. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Vignesh Haridas, Student Representative of Power and Energy Society, IEEE Kerala Section, to share with us the various milestones achieved by the PES chapter. Over to you, Vignesh.
Thank you, Gana. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Vignesh Haridas, Student Representative at PES Kerala Chapter. So, I shall sum up the vision and mission of IEEE PES in 2 sentences. The IEEE Power and Energy Society, as the name suggests, focus on the advancements in the power and energy sector. It helps the members to catch up with the recent trends and paves a path for them to embrace the different aspects of the field. Okay. PES offers a wide range of benefits for its members. One can achieve these benefits as a student member as well as a volunteer. So, as shown in the slide, one of the most important benefits of one gets as a PES member is the PES publications. PES has got 2 publications, the Power and Energy magazine and the Electrification magazine. Next slide, please. So these are the issues of the Power and Energy magazine and the Electrification magazine. So these magazines will help one to gain more knowledge about the various aspects of the developing power and energy sector via articles and journals written by experienced researchers and industrialists. Next slide, please. PS also has got an online resource center where a member can access any number of articles, conference videos, technical publications, webinars, etc. Next slide. Then we have the PS University, which offers courses, web-based tutorials where you can access your desired courses. Next slide. Apart from these, PS also offers scholarship for undergraduate students. If you have a GPA of more than 3.0, you will be eligible to apply for the IEEE PS Scholarship Plus initiative, and yeah, and you will be receiving these amounts per year. Next slide, please. Okay, then there is the IEEE India Scholarship Award, which is exclusively for the first year electrical engineering students. So all you need to have is 70% or more marks in your higher secondary education and hold the cutoff marks in your entrance examination. And if you satisfy these criteria, then you will be eligible for the scholarship and will be awarded rupees 75,000 per year. Next slide, please. So, apart from these, IEEE Kerala Chapter also offers awards for the student volunteers for their contributions to the society. In recognition of their contribution, the chapter has got different award categories as shown in the slides. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay, coming to funding opportunities provided by IEEE. PSLBI, that is the member-driven initiative, is one of the major funding opportunities that PS provides. Members will be given for the initiative that they put forward, which can be a workshop, a university outreach program, or a humanitarian initiative. PS also offers travel grants for its conferences. PS will bear all the travel expenses of the selected students who apply for the travel grants. Next is the HPSBCP, that is the High Performance Student Branch Chapter Program, which is awarded to the student branch chapters based on the student activities. Next slide. So far we discussed the benefits that we can gain as a student member. Apart from being a student member, you can also gain benefits as a volunteer, where you can coordinate and organize events for your fellow members. This will definitely help you develop your soft skills. You can work with professionals and industrialists, which overall will help you develop as an engineer as well as a professional. So there are various such opportunities where you can achieve this. The PES Networking Without Borders offers initiatives such as IEEE PS Day and Zero Hunger Day, where if selected as an ambassador, you will be able to volunteer with various other volunteers like you from all over the world and network with them. Along with this, IEEE PS Kerala Chapter also provides volunteering opportunities. Each year, the IEEE PS Kerala Chapter invites the students to be part of the student leadership team of IEEE PS Kerala Chapter, who will be dealing with the student activities of the IEEE PS Kerala Chapter along with the student activities there. Okay, next, yeah. Coming to IEEE communities, there are 5 communities to say. PSDIPs, the women empowered, they deal they help the women community to empower in the power and energy sector. Next slide, please. Okay, there are the smart city community, the smart grid community, and the smart village community. These communities are intended to provide more knowledge in smart grid and smart cities. And the smart village community, they provide funding opportunities for entrepreneurs to bring, to electrify rural villages where there is no electricity. And all these, the funding will be there by the smart village community. Okay. So about IEEE PS Kerala Chapter. IEEE PS Kerala Chapter is one of the prominent technical societies of IEEE Kerala Section. So it was founded in the year 1999 with a membership of 12, and now it is the largest society chapter in the world with about 4,000 plus members. The chapter is led by Engineer Suhair and various professional leaders who have expert knowledge in this field. The student activities is are coordinated by 17 vibrant student leaders, as you can see in the slide. The team is led by Engineer Sharan, Student Activities Coordinator, and the Student Leadership Subcommittee of IEEE Kerala Chapter. The team works according to the guidelines and instructions of IEEE Kerala Chapter, Student Activities Coordinator, and the Student Leadership Team Subcommittee, thereby following the professional working structure as per the Technical Activities Board. And here you can see the strength of the IEEE Kerala Chapter. We have around 44 student branch chapters and about 3,900 and plus students, and that comprises of a lot of other student and membership grades. And okay, next slide, please. So, coming to the achievements of the IEEE Kerala Chapter, PSK is currently the largest society chapter in the world in terms of membership count. Largest PS chapter in the world with 44 student branch chapters, and we secured second rank in IEEE Global High Performing Chapter Program, ranked second in the 2021 PS Chapters to Social Media Contest, and many of our volunteers of IEEE Kerala Chapter as volunteering in global positions, including in PS CSAT, Smart Village Community, HAC, etc. Next slide, please. So coming next slide. So coming to the student activities, IEEE Kerala Chapter was always known for its student activities. Orion, Wow, Wisdom of Women, Women of Wisdom, also in the PS student colloquium, how to execute BTech projects, remembering the legends, projects are one of the some of the major activities of IEEE Kerala Chapter. Yeah, the IEEE Kerala Chapter is also involved in many of the humanitarian activities. The TVs was an initiative to install a solar inverter in nursing home of autistic people, and Rosie was able to provide water supply for the inhabitants of Lakshmir colony at Mannapura Grama Panchayat by installing a solar water pump. IEEE Kerala Chapter was also a co-host of IEEE HAC HTPDC 2021, which was an online contest where the student members exhibited their humanitarian projects. So you can, next slide please. So you can access all these opportunities by taking membership, PS membership. Full membership would cost $18 and $9 for half yearly membership. You can avail, you can also avail all these the membership for free by using the promo codes shown in the slide. Okay, so that's all about IEEE PES and PS Kerala Chapter. Thank you, team, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Vignesh, for giving us a quick overview of the activities of society. I welcome Mr. Amit Tony Joseph, Kochi Hub Student Representative, Special Interest Group for the Promotion of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, IEEE Kerala Section, to convey to the participants the various initiatives PI has in store for its loyal members. Over to you, Amit.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello everyone, my name is Amit Tony Joseph and I'm the Kochi Hub Student Representative of IEEE PI Kerala Section. I'll quickly move on to the presentation. And in this quick span of time, I'll try my best to convey what PI is and what we do. So talking about PI, PI is a special interest group of IEEE Kerala Section for the promotion of innovation and entrepreneurship. Hence the abbreviation PIE. So as I said, it is a special interest group. Hence, we do not have any kind of membership fee. Any IEEE member can access the resources of IEEE PI and attend our events and sessions and everything. Our main motto is to nurture entrepreneurship and innovation skills among students as well as the professional community. The main target groups that we seek are young innovators, aspiring entrepreneurs, professional startup enthusiasts, and also we conduct events. Our main focus is on conducting events and initiatives for students or YPs who are interested in the above domains. So this is our mission statement. Our main mission is to foster entrepreneurial engineering and technological innovation for the benefit of humanity, which aligns with the mission of IEEE. So these are our target assets or our goals. So our major first one, that is bringing together budding as well as successful entrepreneurs under a single umbrella named PI Community. We also provide guidance to students who are interested in entrepreneurship. We promote innovative thinking as well as problem-solving thinking among students and encourage them to do inventive projects during their college time. Also, we support budding entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs to move up the ladder and cross the initial stage. So these are the major benefits of PI. The first one, mentoring and support. We conduct events, initiatives, and sessions in such a way as to support as well as mentor our members via the sessions. Also, our sessions and initiatives are planned in such a way as to develop and nurture the entrepreneurial skill, innovative thinking skill, as well as the problem-solving skills. I'll be talking about the PI community and networking in the next slide. So moving on to the fourth point, understanding. Can you please go to the previous slide, please? Okay, and the fourth point, that is understanding entrepreneurship ecosystem. That is the main idea behind the formation of PI was to bridge the gap between college students and the startup ecosystem. So we conduct events and initiatives so as to make the students aware about the startup ecosystem, the legal side, the fundraising side, the IP, etc. And as I said before, there is no membership fee for IEEE PI, so that's it. So now about the PI community. So we are a vibrant, so we have PI has a special segment called PI community, which is a vibrant community of 350 plus innovators and entrepreneurs. It consists of student members, professional members, aspiring entrepreneurs, successful established entrepreneurs, as well as innovators. We conduct exclusive events, sessions, and activities for our PI community members, and it is also one of the best networking platform of IEEE Kerala section related to entrepreneurship. Now, these are some of our major achievements. We provided seed funding for like 6 projects via various competitions last year. There was this PI Student Excellence Award in which we bought 2 smartphones for deserving students who were facing technical issues for online education from the profit margin of our flagship event VFiesta. We have an active YouTube channel with 18,000 plus view, and we are regular with this digital content. Also, we have collaborated with many entities like KSUM, IEDC, and even Kerala Police and Cyberdome, also with many other SPs. Our flagship event, can you please go to the previous slide? Okay, our flagship event, VFiesta, won the best event under student category under IEEE Kerala section last year, which had over 450 plus registrations. Next slide, please. So these are some of our major events and initiatives. So as I said, VFiesta is our flagship event, as well as Hacky was one of the hackathon that we collaborated with Kerala Police and the PI Excellent Student Award, as I said. This year we had a managerial event, fest known as the Rise, which consisted of 5 sub-events. Also, we have a digital content series on YouTube known as Voice It, which is an interview with aspiring entrepreneurs where they share their success story as well as their experiences. We started it last year and we have almost like 14 videos as of now. And Upscale was an initiative that was associated with the Startup Week celebrations, and ProTakes was a collaboration with STCT Pale. Next slide, please. So for knowing more about our events and initiatives, you can definitely check out our Instagram page. And if you want to view our digital content that we release, that is the Voice It series, you can definitely check out the YouTube channel as well. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amit, for enlightening us. Now, I invite Ms. Alia Shiraz from the V team of RFID Council, IEEE Kerala section, to tell us about the various opportunities that RFID Council promises its members. Over to you,
Hello,
Alia.
am I audible right now?
Yes,
Hello.
you are.
Thank you.
Hello, you are.
Yeah. Created in 1970s, RFID took the world by storm. Creeping unnoticed into everyday life from the agriculture industry to the service industry, it is now an integral part of our life. I am myself Alia Shiraz, VET member, here to tell you a few details about the council. Our vision since the conception of the council is to advance RFID technology and increase its application in society. We have also made it our mission to make every student, every engineering student or engineering personnel or anyone in the STEM industry know about RFID technology. Next slide, please. One of the most important facts about joining the RFID Council is that it is all profit, no loss. Our membership is $0 for all, and even with the non-existing cost, existing cost, every member can help themselves to a host of competitions and conferences such as IEEE RFID conference, annual smart cities and education mega challenge competition, YP sessions in RFID conference, all India RFID challenge, and many more. The events conducted by our council the event conducted by our council are more focused on the younger crowd, student volunteers and student members. It enables us to conduct events and competitions that help mold the students technically and also bring out the leadership ability in them, enabling any RFID council volunteer to bring out their A game. A few of our crowning achievements this year is the drastic jump of members from 100 to 700 plus members in a few months. The launching and the conclusion of the Embedded Challenge 2.0 in collaboration with IEEE Link team funded by the IEEE Kerala Section, and now we are organizing a national level RFID challenge collaborating with RFID TA conference and IEEE YP India Council funded by RFID Technology and Applications. The can you go back to the slide? Thank you. In for the RFID, the winners of the embedded challenge are directly taken to the RFID challenge from Kerala, and for which the RFID challenge there is a funding of rupees 50,000 for the winners. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Here are the few of the events conducted by us, and we still have more events coming your way. For all the student members and people of IEEE, the few of the events coming up are few of the events that are already been done is a talk by T.S. Rangarajan sir for RFID solutions for the industry, the embedded challenge, the membership development section, a conscripto and a blog writing competition, and IEEE RFID challenge. Now many more challenges are coming on your way, technical and non-technical events. So stay tuned for all. Thank you. Thank you everyone for giving us the opportunity to talk about RFID.
Thanks a lot, Alia, for joining us. Robotics and automation have revolutionized the world within a short span of time. Let me call Mr. Abdul Ahad, Student Representative, Robotics and Automation Society, IEEE Kerala Section, to talk about the critical role the society has played in improving the technical content available to the student community. Over to you, Abdul.
Thank you, Ganga, and thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. And thank you, IEEE Kerala Section, for giving us this opportunity. So due to the time constraint, I'll be limiting most of the details of the society and try to complete the complete overview of the society in less than 5 minutes. So let's start. Next slide, please. So before going into like IEEE Robotics and Automation Society, we should know how relevant robotics is in the current scenario. If you are current with the technologies that are going on and the developments that are taking place, we know that robotics is not something that is of the distant future. It is something that we are dealing with at the present. So for having a fulfilling career and a bright future in the field, it is imperative that we have an understanding of robotics. And robotics is not something that is limited to one single branch. It is interdisciplinary and an amalgamation of different branches such as electrical and electronics, mechanical engineering, computer science, etc. So if whichever branch of study you are from, you can actively volunteer in the robotics society and become a robotics engineer. And just as the name suggests, IEEE Robotics and Automation Society is a society which focuses on developing robotics and automation, and it currently has a member count of around 15,000 members in over 110 countries around the world. So it is a really global society focusing on robotics and automation, and the members are spread around in 100 plus section chapters and has over 270 plus student branch chapters. Next slide, please. So just as the name suggests, the technical field of interest of IEEE RAS or Robotics and Automation Society is revolving around robotics and automation. So when speaking of robotics, it includes developing research on different areas of robotics. And in automation, it focuses on developing robotic applications for reducing human labor in industry and various domestic applications. Next slide, please. Now we'll look into we'll come to the main part of the presentation, that is, and we'll look into two aspects of the society membership, that is what is a society and why. We have already covered what is the IEEE Robotics Society. Now we'll try to understand why the IEEE Robotics Society membership is beneficial for your career. And first benefit is networking without borders. We have already seen that IEEE RAS is a huge society with 15,000 members spread across the globe. So being a RAS member means you are part of this global family of robotic enthusiasts, though that includes students, professionals, and even highly venerated researchers in this field. And that is a huge opportunity. Then you have various funding opportunities. Then there are society specific and highly venerated awards and recognition specific to the society. And then the main benefit, that is, you get to learn from experts and leaders in the robotics and automation field. Next slide, please. So as I said, the main benefit is the educative material you get access to from the Robotics and Automation Society. These are some of the magazines and publications that are the main focus of IEEE RAS. In particular, this is one magazine, IEEE Robotics and Automation Magazine, or the RAM magazine for short, that is highly beneficial for students like us. It has the latest and current developments in robotics and automation, the various developments taking place across the world in the particular field, talks, articles by experts in the field, and the main benefit is that all these journals and magazines are available free of cost to the student members. Next slide, please. So in addition to the four main magazines, there are also various sub-magazines that are either fully owned or co-sponsored by the IEEE Robotics Society, like the IoT magazine, the nanotechnology magazine, sensors magazine, etc. All of these are highly relevant field and in the present scenario, and getting access to all these journals is highly beneficial in our career. Next slide, please. And you also get a complimentary access to IEEE Explore with RAS membership. For those of you who don't know, IEEE Explore is the largest digital library consisting of research papers, open access journals, and you can you please go back to the previous slide? This is highly beneficial if you are planning to do a project or a research paper, or you want to refer content. Next slide, please. Yeah, and this is one of the main benefits of having an IEEE RAS membership. If you go to the RAS website and you check the educational materials tab, you get to see tons and tons, basically plethora of information on workshops, tutorials, lectures delivered by highly venerated and celebrated researchers in the fields of robotics and automation. So if you are an aspiring roboticist and want to have access to this plethora of information at your fingertips, then having an IEEE RAS membership is the key. Next slide, please. And we just as engineering is a broad field, robotics is also a broad field. And if you dive in deeply, there are many subfields of robotics. And based on these subfields, there are also almost 40 technical committees within the IEEE Robotics and Automation Society that cater to the need of this specific subfield. So if you are an RAS member, you get free membership into any or all of these societies as per your interest. And within these societies, there are newsletters, there are workshops, there are specific tutorials that you get free access to. And that is how you grow you also get a chance to grow your network with professionals and researchers in this field. Next slide, please. And in addition to all these educative benefits, there are also additional benefits. Like for students, we get access to RAS sponsored and co-sponsored conferences and workshops at highly discounted rates. And then there are awards and scholarships. Then, as I said earlier, in the RAS Resource Center, you get access to the technical tutorials put forward by the Robotics and Automation Society. Then, moreover, you also get free access to the technical and professional webinars hosted by the society. Then these are some of the society awards. Each of these awards hold high acclaim in the robotics community, and they are meant to recognize your distinguished performance for the community. And in specific, I want to highlight two awards, that is the IEEE Robotics and Automation Section Chapter of the Year Award and Student Branch Chapter of the Year Award. Each of these awards are annual and awarded to the best performing section chapter and student branch chapter respectively, and each carry prize money worth $1,000. So, and the recognition, $1,000, and the recognition that comes with it. Next slide, please. So, and if you are planning to start a Robotics Automation Society chapter in your student branch, you get access to exclusive funding. The first and most important funding is the chapter startup grant worth 500. You get it if when you start the student branch, the first year itself, you get $500 for starting up your activities and setting up your lab, doing your first event. You get $500. And the next one is a biannual funding, that is you get to apply for the fund 2 times in a year. That is called the Chapter Initiatives Grant. It's worth up to $2,000. And this year itself, we have over 5 SPs who have claimed the $2,000 Chapter Initiative Grant. And all of these grants are awarded for your specific chapter events. And you can get more details into that by visiting the chapter website and going for the support for chapters subsection. Okay, and then like every IEEE society, there is RAS also lays special emphasis on humanitarian projects for helping helping the underrepresented, and as well as addressing the problems facing humanity. And it has a special subgroup of IEEE site, that is RA site, and it also funds project ideas or events that address the humanitarian issues facing the society today. And based on the value of the proposal, you get fund access of $1,000 to $2,000. And now we'll come to IEEE RA Kerala chapter, and it is one of the most vibrant and active student society, society chapters within the Kerala section, having over 900 student members and 30 plus professional members, and more than 10 senior members. Next slide, please. So IEEE RS Kerala chapter, as I said, is very active, and it seeks on advancing the missions of IEEE RS into the community, into the growing engineering community in Kerala. We have a lot of funding opportunities for projects, networking opportunities for students as well as professionals, and we also have technical support for student branch chapters, so as to facilitate networking between different college communities. Next slide, please. So as I said earlier, the main aim of, or the main goal of IEEE RAS Kerala chapter is to create a unique identity for RAS members across Kerala and to expand the RAS family all across Kerala. Currently, we have over 27 SPCs and student branch chapters, and we are expanding. Next slide, please. Now, I'd like to give a brief overview of the activities we had, and most of the activities we had are like divided into 3. We focused on the technical workshops, then to create a common platform between professionals and entrepreneurs and leaders with the students. We have interactive webinars, and then we have what we call project presentation competition. So speaking of one particular event, I want to highlight is R2R. It is the Roadway to Robotics. This is hosted jointly with the TCS Rapid Labs, and this event received significant participation from the student community, and it was spread at 2 days, and the event gave the participants an overview of how to start the robotics career and how a robotics company actually works, how from ideation to production, the entire life cycle of a robot was discussed thoroughly. Then we had a technical workshop on ROS. Then we have 2 main interactive webinar sessions, which I would like to highlight, which is Robotics and Automation Leader Symposium, in which the students interact with people and leaders who have made their impact in the robotics community, and the Robotics and Automation Robotech Tales, where students interact with the budding entrepreneurs in the robotics industry. These are some of the screen grabs from these particular events. So these webinars provide a unique platform for students to interact with professionals and leaders so that they can build a technical acumen and professional network so as to create a solid robotic community in Kerala for the future. And with this, we have come to the end of this presentation. I don't think we have time for Q&A. So if you want to know more about us, you can visit our social media handles. We are in LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We also have a Discord community and a Telegram community. So you're interested, you can just Google IEEE Kerala Chapter and you can join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul. Advancing technology for humanity. That is the essence of what makes IEEE a great community. I invite Mr. Bharat Srinivasan, Kochi Hub Student Representative, Special Interest Group on Humanitarian Technology Site, IEEE Kerala Section, to speak.
Hey all, hope I'm audible. Yeah, so
Yes, you are.
I'm here to speak about SITE. As the MC gave the introduction, SITE stands for Special Interest Group in Humanitarian Technology. So SITE, to put in short, as the full form is self-explanatory, SITE stands for leveraging technology for humanitarian causes. It's more like to help underserved communities and local organizations with the help of technology for a sustainable development. So that is like the major mission and vision behind SITE, and that has been to be honest, SITE has been the humanitarian technology aspect has been inculcated in all of the societies and affinity groups throughout IEEE, and SITE is the humanitarian touch or humanitarian activities under the humanitarian activities committee of the whole IEEE for IEEE as a whole. And SITE was giving a brief history of SITE. SITE was actually began in Kerala by a Malayali named Mr. Amarnath Raja. So started SITE in 2011 under the same mission and vision. So moving on, as a SITE member, what can you expect? So as I've mentioned before, SITE aims in helping humanity with the by leveraging technology. And through SITE, if you are interested in technology and helping have the commitment and do feel the commitment of giving back to the society what you have gained from it and helping the society as a whole, you might be able to identify a group of like-minded people in this SITE community, since, as I've told you, SITE is a global community, and so the number of people you get to meet are also in that scale. And if you have a problem that you seem to be prevalent in your society, in your local community, you might be able to identify a project or a solution through SITE by getting help and advice from a lot of senior members and professionals throughout the globe. And also SITE will be so also SITE will be able to help you financially for funding and funding your projects which are aligned to its goals and for the same. And as I've mentioned before, it will be helping you for global networking opportunities, like opportunities in forums such as humanitarian conferences, the latest being Students Humanitarian Technology Conference that happened this year. So you might be able to, you will be able to connect to a lot of professionals and members and students throughout the globe through such forums who might be who will be in the same line of thought as yours. And also you might be, you will be able to publish your research papers with IEEE SITE. And as Abdul mentioned before, you can publish it in IEEE Explore magazine library, and you can publish it through humanitarian activities committees conferences such as SHTC I mentioned before. And then on starting your own SITE group. So I'll tell more about it in the next slide. So that comes under volunteering with SITE. So before that, let me explain what a SITE group is. So SITE group is if a six-member group, at least a six-member group coming together and to collaborate to help in a particular cause that aligns with SITE. So under an OU is an organizational unit like your student branch. So you can form a SITE group that can help you, that is focused on helping a particular community or particular problem that is prevalent in your society. So as a first step towards volunteering with SITE, there are a lot of opportunities in volunteering with SITE, but as a first step, it will be best if you can start a SITE group within your college student branch itself. Or if you already have one, start getting involved in their activities. So most of the problems that you see that are there in your local society or local areas can be more can be solved even better by a local or site group than a site group that is for whole Kerala, such as IEEE Kerala Section site. The local site group might be able to help you more into that. So to form a site group, it is pretty simple. You need to have 6 members, student members, and a non-student member, maybe one of your teachers or somebody who is a senior member or a young professional. So before winding up, I would like to speak about a particular initiative which is not a site initiative, that is KeralaRescue.in. If I hope at least some of you guys might have heard about KeralaRescue.in, which was the official portal for Kerala rescue management during Kerala floods. And though it was not a site project, it was actually an initiative by IEEE Kerala Section students. So why I'm putting it here is that as students, we might be able to bring about the impact that is required or the need of the hour during a situation or for a community in general. So just being a student, don't just limit yourself that you might not be able to accomplish a particular project as good as a professional or a senior, or you might be able to bring about a small impact that could cause a small solution that could cause a larger impact. So KeralaRescue.in was actually made by some of the volunteers in Kerala here, IEEE Kerala Section students, which later on was announced by the Chief Minister as the official portal for Kerala Rescue during the time. So next slide, please. So that's it about it. Thank you. If anything that I mentioned during the past slides ring a bell to you, or anything that you thought of might align with the goals, just give me a ring. My phone number is right there, and you can contact me my email ID too. That is bharat.s@ieee.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Bharat, for joining us. Due to shortage of time, we'll have to end of the session for a while. We'll be resuming the session after a short interactive discussion. We have no words to express our sincere gratitude to the student leaders of the technical societies and affinity groups for joining us today, despite their hectic schedule, and for imparting their valuable knowledge with our dear participants who will be the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you all. We apologize for the technical difficulty you have faced today. We are extremely sorry for that. We are grateful for your support, patience, and cooperation throughout the event. It's time to move on to the next session of today's event, an interactive forum with the core EXICO members who are the veterans of IEEE technical societies and affinity groups. It is my privilege to invite Professor Shankar J, Chair, Student Activities Committee, to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Genka. So I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. So good evening. It's indeed a great session, and due to the restricted time, we have to switch into the interactive session because we have senior most leaders who are ready to interact with you, are all waiting. So let's not keep them wait. So presently we have the following members here. So I will just quickly invite each and everyone. So we have Mr. Ajit Mishra, who is the Secretary of APS Society. Sir, so I kindly request you to turn on your video so that we can start away. So next, I could see Dr. Govan sir, who is the current chair of Comsort chapter, who is presently with us. So meanwhile, I introduce the panelists, the senior veterans here. So kindly ask your queries, what you have learned today while sharing the knowledge by the student community of various affinity groups as well as various societies. So next we have Dr. Deepthi Shashidharan. She is the secretary of the CS chapter. And next we have Dr. Chinmay Saha, the chair of MTCS, and congratulations, sir, for your latest achievement as well. So thank you for joining us. And we have Engineer Suresh AK. Thank you, sir, for joining. He's a chair of PS chapter as well as a vice chair of Consultants Network. And thank you, Mr. Varghese Kriyan, sir. Thank you for joining at the beginning of the session. And Varghese Sriyan sir is the chair of the PI community, and he is also the advisor of the YP Affinity group. So thank you, sir, for joining here. And we have Ms. Meghna Sudeep, who is the secretary of Rfid Council chapter, and Vijay sir has yet to join. Yes. And we have Dr. Jisha Vihar. Thank you, ma'am, for joining. She is the chair of RAS. And thank you, Dr. Bindima, ma'am, who is just joined here. So she is the vice chair of the site. So thank you, Bindima, ma'am, for joining. And we have Meenakshi, ma'am, who is the chair of the Women in Engineering community. And we have Ms. Teshna professor from the TQM College, who is a vice chair of Signal Society. And we have Mr. Arvind also from SSIT, Social Implications. So we have the following members here. So it is indeed a great opportunity to welcome you all. So if you have any queries, please shoot out, and it is indeed a great opportunity for all of the participants, especially to interact directly with the EXICO members of the societies. Yes, I hope I am audible. So we'll
Yes,
have a quick
sir.
interaction session. As talking about the participants, we have the first year as well as the second year students of which has been nominated by the student branches from the active branch, as well as we have student members representing from college. We have less than 30 members, so there we have 10 members each, as well as we have student members who are from dormant as well. So it's indeed a great opportunity for you all. I know this is a great platform for you. So initially you will have a little inhibition to start right away, but I'm just filling in. So we have Chinmay sir. Congratulations for your latest achievement, sir, and glad you could join us today. So do you have a question?
No, I just wanted to say thank you very much, Shankar, for doing this activity. And, I can answer any queries, or I can talk on a few things if you want me to talk to. But it's a very good initiative, because Kerala section, as you know, is the largest section. I mean, right now it may be 2, but few months before we are number 1. And from my experience of working with multiple sections, because I started my IEEE activities from Kolkata section, then I worked in Kerala section, and for some time I worked in Kingston section also in Canada. I can say that Kerala section is one of the best section in terms of the type of activities, in terms of the volunteer involvement, in terms of student activities, in all forms, the technical events, conferences, everything, the discipline, the decorum, the way you do the event. It is a greatest section across the globe. And today you have brought all the society chapters, especially the student representative from all the chapters. Is a very good initiative, because students need to know about the technicalities also. And I was following some of the presentations, which are really good, and students must be technically benefited in addition to their administrative thing and other things also. So I congratulate you, Shankar, for doing these activities. Yes. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. It's actually a team effort, especially the Living and the MD team. So it's a bunch of people, and we would like to thank the Regent and SAC as well as to support this event. So it's indeed a great opportunity, and this has been double-fold with a new session which has introduced in the previous session as well, to get introduced with the technical society. So the main aim is to bring closer that student community with the technical societies. So as part of the IEEE membership, the students are already engaged with techno-managerial skills, but it's also really important that they are contributing to the technical side. So since you are there, I will start right away with you, sir. So previously we have event that is ISO, which has been collaborated with the NASA and all. So being that particular, the joint association, the APS, while you have been the past chair of APS and you have been present chair of MTS. So it's really great to see scientists from NASA, which renowned programs. So just a quick question related to the students, because we have seen a question from industrial visit regarding joint chapter. So I think joint chapter respondent ma'am as well as Prabin sir is not available right now. So I will just I have another question related to that. So is there any possibility of having an internship programs, especially with the NASA, whether during this pandemic time, whether it's possible for any technical society to initiate that kind of activity, so that it will be an added benefit program, especially for the IEEE members as well as for the MTTS student members. So that will be the question to you, sir. It's okay, sir?
Yeah, you are asking me, Shankar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. So you mentioned ISO, so I'll just talk a minute or so about ISO. ISO is basically an initiative that we started in the physical mode in 2018. It stands for, IEEE Space Antenna Workshop. Initially it was a one-day workshop, and we did in city of Trivandrum in a hotel for a couple of years. And as you know, due to pandemic, we couldn't do. And the speakers of ISO were from NASA, from ISRO, from academia, from Professor Anandan, also from Cochin University of Science and Technology. We had Nasir Chahat from JPL NASA. We had Gautam Chattopadhyay from JPL NASA for another event. We had Dr. G.C. Pandey from DRDO. We had Dr. Surendra Pal in some other occasion. We had Dr. Sudhakar Rao from Northern Program. So the point that you asked regarding the internship opportunity directly in NASA, it is a little bit difficult because they have some kind of protocol. The students have to be US citizen and something like that. But what I can say is some indirect benefit and indirect technical rapport can be definitely made. Some of our students who are the members of MTTS and APS, they were maybe not exactly with NASA, but they are working with some ISRO scientists indirectly. And some of the students are involved in different kind of research activities as far as my technical benefits and my technical interest is concerned in the AP and MTTS area. The students are doing internship, even projects with ISRO scientists. Mr. Rorijit is present, he can talk about that also. And then some of the students we send to different IITs, at least 10 to 15 students have been benefited through our internship initiative over the last couple of years. And some students I have also guided and currently guiding. So, but I, invite all of you, based on your technical interest, please feel free to, get more technically connected with some of the technical societies and take your career in future directions through technical activities also. So again, a focused answer to Shankar's question is, yes, it will be possible. May not be directly with NASA, but through ISRO and through some of our foreign friends, senior friends, like Dr. Sudhakar Rao and others, we can give you exposure of different kind of space problem related to antennas, circuits, amplifiers, etc. And definitely you should feel free to write to us, write to me, write to Mr. Rorijit, write to the APS current chair, Dr. Abdullah, or current vice chair, Dr. Sukomol from IIT Palakkad. And that is another point, that IIT Palakkad is also currently having an IEEE organizational unit. So we have quite a few renowned universities already in Kerala. Now IIST, IIT Palakkad and IIITs also are coming up. So there will be a lot of opportunities locally. And in addition, we can create opportunities from you across any part of India. Recently, MTTS, we are contemplating on a new model, which will be a pan-India internship initiative, where we have already identified around 20 faculty members from IITs, NITs, of course, some of my colleagues and myself involved, and we will be probably offering a paid internship sometime next year. So around 50 students will be supported across whole India, and that 50 will be divided as 25 from UG and 25 from PG. And we have also decided that 50% of those 50 students will be male, another 50% will be female. So we have a lot of things in the pipeline. This is all we are waiting for execution, probably because the internship requires some kind of experimental thing also. Probably we need to wait for a few more months, and the pandemic is, as you know, almost at the evanescent wave. I'm hoping that, and probably we'll initiate this kind of internship initiative very soon. Yeah, thank you, Shankar, for asking the question, and I probably talk a little bit more also. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. So it's indeed a great privilege for students to exclusively hear from the chair itself, because you are well connected with all the scientists over there. So it's indeed a great insight for the student as well. So the next question that we came early is that Varghese, sir, are you there, sir? Varghese. Hello, sir. Thank you, sir, for so much for joining. So we have Varghese Sirian, sir, who's the chair of PI, as well as our advisor to the YP community as well. So being an unique society, you could call a different one, especially the promotion of innovation and entrepreneurship, because as a student leader, they should have both technical as well as managerial skills at the hand. So especially with innovation and entrepreneur, exclusively society for the IEEE members, it's actually quite beneficial to sharpen their skill set related with the managerial skills. And in section, we have seen a lot of vibrant PI activities as well. So we have got a lot of accolades in that also. So can you share a brief like plan for the students who are actually into the PI community? What is your future plan on that? Could you share your insight on that, especially with your industry specific, especially from the company? So what is your advice for the students? It's more of a generic one, but it will be easy for the first year as well as the second year participants.
Good evening, everyone. Amit, my co-conspirator, is also here, who's actually a student. I think a couple of aspects to kind of think about. One is, unlike the past, the opportunity to create startups, get funding is extremely high now. And it doesn't matter which field it is, right? At least from all of us here are budding engineers and in areas that are technology related. Now, whether it is areas such as space technology, which was a dream for people, 20, 25 years back, right down to whether it's a software startup company building products, the opportunities are pretty vast. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The second is within the IEEE community, we have a huge talent pool of people who've actually tried out startups, work in startups, who have successfully built startups and are continuing to build startups as well. Now, whether they are seasoned professionals or even budding engineers, it doesn't matter, right? So there's an opportunity to network across a wide pool of people with varying experiences. So that's another big advantage that you have. The third thing is, again, Amit was talking about it. We're trying to build a very vibrant community in Kerala. Now, I think some of you might know that there is an entrepreneurial cell in most of the colleges that are tied to Kerala Startup Mission. So that's one aspect where we are also partnering with, or trying to, rather, in the process of trying to partner with Kerala Startup Mission to kind of support in terms of providing mentoring, building that community. Because the startup mission is primarily focused on organizations or startups themselves, right? It does not really cater to the set of people who want to become an entrepreneur and want to build a startup. So that's where we come in from a PI perspective. So that's the, you can think of it almost like a training ground for budding entrepreneurs to really kind of get their hands wet, their feet wet, and then decide if they really want to get into entrepreneurship. At which point of time, we can certainly help in supporting you in building pitches, supporting you in looking at how to get funding, even able to present to probably a panel in Kerala Startup Mission, and so on. The third aspect of it that I also want to just quickly convey. Amit talked about the community. That community is fairly large, it's increasing, and we want to keep building it. And as part of that is where we really looked at the voice, it kind of a perspective, right? Every startup entrepreneur has a story to say. It could be good, it could be bad, but there's a great learning from there. And we thought it would be very important for the PI community to probably capture those learnings and present them by really interviewing these entrepreneurs themselves, right? So we're not doing it secondhand, we are doing it firsthand, we are talking to them, essentially listening to their stories. So it's another great opportunity for budding entrepreneurs to listen to the stories. If you get inspired, there's yet another way to kind of move into. So these are some of the areas. The advantage with PI is PI works with every society, right? PI does not have any borders because one, like Amit was saying, the membership is free, and we don't really stand on whether this is a society or not. For us, everybody is equal. As long as somebody is interested in innovation, somebody is interested in entrepreneurship, we are there to handhold you. So, those would be my quick thoughts, Shankar, at this point.
Okay, sir. Thank you for sharing those insights in line with what the students already know regarding the college, that IDC that they are running. And it's indeed a great community, especially in the IEEE community that stands globally. So we have IDC that is happening, that is in the state level as well as the Startup India. So this is actually a community that really stands apart from those with the international communications. So that is a key highlight on that as well. So thank you, sir, for sharing those insights and the future plans that we are on collaborating with different firms on that, and especially the ones of that we have all talked about really on the you fail, and those take experience that and you share that. So that especially that interview series will be a key highlight for the student members, and you start failing and you start growing as a community. So thank you, sir, for joining with your schedule right away from 6 o'clock. It's been 2 hours straight. Thank you, Varghese, for joining. So we have a really quick question related with site community as well. On the humanitarian aspects as well as the project aspects. So to be quote, it's a site is not an opportunity to seize funds, because that is a general bad notion related to that. So I would like to clear right away with the permission of Dr. Bindima ma'am. Bindima ma'am, I hope you are there, and thank you for staying such a long time. Ma'am, am I audible? Can you?
Yes.
So we have few questions related to site community. So first question was related to the funding aspect of it.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Okay, the question was related to the site funding. So I told right away it's not an opportunity to seize funds.
Yeah.
That is not a proper ethical way
Yeah, I
of being
could
an
see
IEEE volunteer.
questions. Yeah.
Okay, so generally speaking, like what is the true benefit of site? Generally, one question was that what is after we do an application, once it is done, so what is the time process that we need to cover before we complete a site process in general? We have a lot of site proposals that is coming up, which have different time periods, but on a general, it will be great that if you could share the details on the timeline of the site projects, as well as if you could share light on what's the thing that they look for really, apart from the societal implication that the site proposal does. So what is the thing that we should also closely monitor while applying for site proposals? So that will be a lot of questions there, but it will be great if you could share those insights on for the student community as well. So over to you, ma'am.
Okay. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, yes, ma'am, you
Hello?
are audible.
Okay. Okay. Usually the site projects is for a tenure of 6 months. And in each year, there will be 3 call for proposals. I think at the starting of the year during February, then the second call for proposal will be during this August. It's just over the timeline. And during the end towards October, November, there will be another call for proposal. So in any of these slots, the student branches, if first thing that the student branches can do is to start their own site groups. That is, if you have your own site group, there is more probability to get your proposal to get sanctioned. So otherwise, you'll have to apply under our section, a section site group. So in each of these, during each of these call for proposals, you can prepare. There is a format. It's when you log into the site, you can see the format is available, and in that format itself, you'll have to fill the proposal. And first thing is that, once your project is sanctioned, it is for a tenure of 6 months that you have to complete it. Usually it's for a tenure of 6 months. And another thing is that I could see a question how the student branches can utilize the most out of the immense funding and opportunities. As Shankar sir mentioned, it's not just funding. You should not just aim on funding. The thing is that how we can work in the ground level by using the technology that we know and we have for the benefit of our community, for the benefit of some group of underserved community. That's it. Okay. So based on, in this special scenario itself, during this pandemic situation, we have an immense number of problems around us. If you watch the society around us itself, we can see especially our student upcoming budding engineers can visualize properly the problems that our community is facing, and take up any small community and identify the problem and devise a solution for that. And then based on that, you apply for the you apply in the given format, and there will be a review process. It will take almost 1 to 1.5 hours for this review process. And once interimly, they'll be informing you about if there are any problems in your proposal, any clarifications required. You'll have to give timely answers to it. And but I think around 1.5 to 2 months within that tenure, you'll be getting the result, whether your proposal has been accepted or not. But what I felt is that once I read the review, I'm from Government Engineering College, Kozhikode, and we had applied for the site project first in the last call for proposal. But in the first level, it got rejected. But don't get disheartened, because it's when you read the review itself, you can see that the great the reviewers, they are going through each and every point that you have specified, how you will take up this project, how it will benefit for the society, and what are the aspects that you're taking care of. Everything, each and everything will be taken care of, and they'll be asking for clarifications then and there whenever there is any problem in your proposal. And if it's rejected also, please don't get disheartened, because the review, the comments that you get, what I felt is just like the review that I got from for when we publish an IEEE paper. That's how I felt. So, so my suggestion is beyond what we learn from our classroom, from our college, we get the opportunity to use what we have learned for the benefit of our community. And also for that, we can take the help of the IEEE fraternity itself, and everyone will be ready to help you. Okay, so by that we will also have the opportunity to interact with more people. We'll be having the opportunity to learn the problems and also come up with good solutions for that, etc. That's a form. I think it's in one way or the other, we are without we ourselves realizing, we are developing ourselves. That's what.
Okay, so thank you, Bidima ma'am.
Shankar, I have just
Can I add?
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Yeah,
Over
I
to you,
just
Vaji,
want
sir.
to add, I'll not take much time, maybe maximum couple of minutes. Now, site is working, all the society site, most of the society chapters having their own site committee also. I represent the antenna propagation society site committee. And current chair of that APS site committee is my senior friend, Professor Siddiqui. So we have recently contributed $20,000 to the hack from the AP Society. So other societies are also doing the same. So all the amount from different society sites are being collated together, and there would be some large funding opportunities also, even up to 2,000, 5,000 US dollar. And if the proposal is meritorious and it has a real deployment of a problem, local problem on a sustainable basis, they can even extend a long duration project also, case by case. And just one more point I want to add, like other societies, like AP Society has recently come up with a new initiative, which is called COP, Committee on Promotion of Equality. So its purpose is also like site. So if you have anything that you see as a local problem, or undeserved, or there are underprivileged community who need some kind of solution, we can write project for them up to 3,000 US dollars. So recently we have submitted 2 proposals, and I am internally informed that those 2 proposals are approved, by which we will be supporting 2 local students. One is towards the Panmudi Hill, where a school exists, which is not in a very good condition. So we are trying to establish a smart classroom for them, and a similar proposal for another school, which is identified by my local friend, Mr. Anu Muhammad. So if you have any kind of problem that you want to solve for the local people, it can be anything. It may be some kind of sanitary pad vending machine. It can be some water dispenser in some schools or some places. So if you have something that you want to do, just let me know. I can help you on this kind of thing. Thank you very much. That's what I wanted to add. Yeah.
Thank you, Chinmay sir, for adding that one. So it's a really insightful one, especially quoting the project as well. So over to Varghese sir, you had to add a few points on that.
Yeah, just wanted to add one thing. Before you actually put it up in front of a global committee, it might make a lot of sense for you to submit it to the local Kerala Section site chapter to get it reviewed, because that will certainly help you when you submit it, when it goes into, for the call for proposal time. So, get it reviewed, peer reviewed in a sense before you submit it. Would be my only
So that is a great point on that, especially while reviewing it, the code that is got back from the Kerala sections are always, some members are all from the global committee as well. So the inputs that they get from that committee itself, that the remarks they will get is a great proposal to bite. So that's a great point, Varghese sir, for putting forward. So it is always great to put a lot of reviews, especially with the Kerala section community as well. So just to moving away from the next question, there is a tie-up question what Binduma ma'am has focused on related with PI. So naturally, a person is not going behind the funds, but actually is genuinely caring to solve a problem locally. So the site helps with the funding, but the question is that after that, if a particular product, if it is not open sourced one, it's an open source one, whether there is a possibility of that particular community or a group or a company to take as an entrepreneurial form. Is it possible to do that? So that is a question.
The short answer is yes. Obviously, the longer answer is that site is typically focused on social improvement, which is slightly different from generating funding as a startup. Or when I say funding, I'm saying creating revenue as a startup. So scaling is a very different proposition when it comes to site projects versus a startup. If you have kind of bridged that gap and you think that this is a product that is worth investing in and has an opportunity to scale, then there is nothing that prevents you from doing it. Again, open source, again, you have to be slightly careful because of there are different types of open source agreements. So unless you are very clear about which one you want to apply for, some of them you cannot hold the ownership for the product. If you're open sourcing it, you can only hold the ownership for the services or any other bundling of products or services on top of it. So those are other things that you just need to think about. But the short answer is yes.
So thank you, sir, for that quick answer, because students have a generally doubt of finding how to proceed to solve a problem. So once they do, they also intend to like being an entrepreneur task at hand. So thank you, sir, for addressing that concern for the student community. So we have another question related with RFID. So I guess Ms. Meghna Sudeep, you are there.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you for joining, Meghna, for staying such a long. So I hope you have read the question. So you have already a short quiz session,
Yes,
and
sure.
I was able to add on that. So it will be great if we have already talked about, we have collaborated with the link to come up with a great challenge from the last year onwards. So that is a great opportunity for students. So is there anything else in the bucket? So that is a question that student wants to know. So over to you.
Yes. Yeah, sure. So basically, RFID has two main flagship events. One of them is Embedded Challenge, as Shankar sir told. We completed the event. We had collaborated with the IEEE Link team and had successfully completed the Embedded Challenge 2.0 this year. And we had moved to the RFID Challenge, which is a national challenge. And unfortunately, its registration is also closed. RFID Challenge is basically a continuation of Embedded Challenge, where the top 4 teams from Embedded Challenge gets to directly participate in the RFID Challenge. And in the RFID Challenge, we give a real world scenario and we ask them to solve the problem using RFID technology. So these are the basically main two flagship events RFID is conducting. And apart from these two events, we are yet to conduct the leaderboard challenge and idea bootcamp, which will be basically inter SB events and non-technical and technical, but mainly focusing on RFID technologies. And the RFID challenge also, we have collaborated with the RFID TA and IEEE India Council, and we are offering an amount of 50,000 rupees for the winners of RFID challenge, which was a huge thing for the students and all. And we had received a very good participation for the RFID as well as the embedded challenge. So I think maybe next year everybody can definitely give a chance for the embedded challenge and RFID challenge.
Okay. So thank you, Meghna. So I guess that I've answered to that question. So stay tuned to all the social handles from the section as well as all the society for the latest updates. Keep that bell icon ring, I guess, for all the
Sure.
society and section. So thank you, Meghna. So
Thank
we
you.
have another question. So it is always right if we call the senior member. So here, sir, are you there, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, I'm here. You are audible.
Oh, okay. So thank you, sir. So we had a question. So there is a generic question. So I think you are the right person to answer. So we have a question related to what is the certification courses that we already IEEE and the society provides. Already IEEE have ILN courses. So we would like to share your insight as well as your vast experience on that regarding the certification courses the IEEE provides as well as the PS society provides. So what do you say?
What course you are talking about, Shankar? I didn't fully
This
understand.
is a certification course that we have a lot of MOOC courses, right? So especially for the student community, taking MOOC courses is a key prior advantage for skill development program. Especially during pandemic, it's been all gone virtual. Students are really competing using MOOC courses where the Coursera stands out and they are projecting it in the LinkedIn page as well. So with respect to certification courses, that is a MOOC courses, related with IEEE regarding what is the certification courses and IEEE provides that we already have that we have ILN, we have already have that, but specific to society, it will be great that you could share as a generic point with the society and pertaining to the PS as well. So for the skill development program, I hope the question is clear to you, sir.
I think I'm not the right person to answer because I don't have the particulars or details of this program. Maybe I can collect it, but as right now, I don't have more details about this. Maybe somebody else might be dealing with it. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, okay, sir. Could you share a key highlight, especially since you are being there? It will be one of the senior members in the crowd. So it will be great that if you could share a key highlight of being a societal member who can take a part. with the crowd, especially for the student community, especially being the first year student as well as the second year students. That we have already discussed a lot of things, but being a senior member, you might have more points to add on that.
Okay, I
So
will try
over
to
you, sir.
gather more information on that and then provide you.
Okay, sir. So thank you, sir, for
right.
joining. So we will get back to you when we have another questions in the Q&A session. So thank you so much, sir, for joining early and staying with us for a long time in
Okay,
your
thank
busy
you.
schedule.
Thank you,
And
thank you, Shankar. Thank you, Shankar. Bye.
so if we have any other questions, we will be happy to take. So we have Deepthi ma'am now. Deepthi ma'am, are you there? Deepthi Shashidhar ma'am.
Sorry, am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, could you repeat the question if you don't mind? Sorry.
I didn't ask. I just called you. Okay. So thank you, ma'am, for joining. So first of all, congratulations to you as well as to your all team of Computer Society. As always, you have brought a lot of REM scholars as well as REM scholar training programs. So definitely having two every year is actually indeed a great, every spring as well as summer being a quarter. That is indeed a great achievement for the Computer Society as well as for IEEE Kerala Section. So with that congratulatory note, it will be great if you could add any points related to your future activity, especially regarding the global involvement or belongingness with respect to the REM. I hope the question is okay.
Yeah, that question is okay. That's fine. Thank you, Shankar, for the congratulatory notes. Yes, I do agree that we have 5 new student chapters that joined IEEE CS in this year. Then we have quite a few number of awards and recognitions, especially from our volunteering team, including our student branch representative Bhadra. She also got the RAM scholarship this year. Then I think the second person who got the RAM scholarship is Anu Rose Charian. She was the Kochi Hub coordinator last year. So we have, whenever people join IEEE CS, I do understand that the membership fee is slightly higher than the rest of the other societies, but the advantages and the opportunities they get as a member is enormous. So as Gokul has already rightly pointed out that what are the basic membership, they have access to a lot of magazines and other thing. But I want to point out that when you join IEEE CS membership, the networking opportunity that they get is quite enormous, because they could find large number of conferences and other events that are sponsored by IEEE CS, and they have access to all these conferences and these activities at a quite lower rate. And most of the activities, especially at the student branch levels, these activities are free of course. And especially when coming to the section level, we have a lot of activities where we try to involve our student members. And in a global perspective, we encourage students to participate in various competitions like IEEE Extreme. We have a quite large number of training programs arranged, especially to enable students to participate in IEEE Extreme. And I would like to point out that this time we have a quite a large number of raise in the number of participants from Kerala section. So that obviously tell you the amount of training that goes behind the scenes. Then we have webinar series every month. Maybe because of our pandemic and the exam schedule, we were not planning. It's not going as smooth as we planned, but still we have webinar series where we try to bring in speakers from across the world who are experts in various areas, and each month we take a topic where we have two or more speakers that that they contribute their expertism and have a talk on what is really going on that area, what is currently happening in those areas. And then I would like to point out that we are the largest CS chapter in the world, and that by itself gives us an opportunity to, mingle with a lot of like-minded people. That is the most important advantage when you come to IEEE Computer Society. And yeah, I think I have answered that question. Your question?
Yes, ma'am. A quick
thank you.
update on the question as well. We have a
Yes.
query regarding the REM scholars. So, on a brief note, could you list out what is the point that a student should bear in mind when they are applying for the REM scholar? So, what is the activity they should be involved in? So, if you could key highlights so that if a student is eligible, so they will be able to know that. And if not, that will be a motivation to contribute as well. So could you share those few points that a student member should be?
Sure. I'll because that is a good point, because every time from last quite 2 years or so, we have a REM scholar, at least one REM scholar from Kerala Section, and I would say it's basically you can nominate yourself. It's a society award, like where it's just for IEEE CS members. First thing, you have to be IEEE CS member. Then what is needed is your volunteering. It's basically your volunteering, how actively you are volunteering. Along with that, how well you are in your studies. So these are the two key points that take into consideration. That is, first thing is how you volunteer, and then how good you are in your studies. So with this, how do you apply for the scholarship? Is that you can apply at any point of time, that is there, but there is the awards are given at two intervals, that is on fall and spring. So every fall and every spring we have the awards given. And then so when you apply, you need to have two recommendations. So you can be from any IEEE senior members or members itself, any IEEE partial members. You can get the recommendation, or if no, the only thing is that the member has to know you for at least 2 or more years. So these are the main criteria for how to apply for REM scholarship, and I think that's it. So to summarize it, you need to be active. It is not necessary that you have to be active at section level or anything like that. You have to be active at volunteering in IEEE. That is more important. Then you have to be good in your studies. Your academic evaluation is also important. So so those who win the scholarship, they will get a huge grant scholarship. And it's almost like it's going on for I think for more years. I don't remember, but the closing date for this year, now the current date is 30th. So because September 30th, and September 30th there will be an evaluation for the spring scholarship students.
Okay.
So yeah.
So thank you, Deepthi ma'am, for that quick insight on that. So now let's move on. Jisha ma'am, you are there, ma'am?
Yeah.
So thank you so much, ma'am, in spite your personal commitments and all. Thank you for sharing your valuable time with the student community. So a quick question that a student gets usually regarding robotics. So we have Jisha ma'am, the chair of Robotics and Automation Society here. So most of the student members are really passionate about the robotics, the automation side of it. So we have a set of crowd from electronics, electrical, computer science. So nowadays it is not a department specific program that we are running. It's more of like of a skill development program. So they take robotics as a skill. So usually the question that they ask is that being a member of already we have covered that particular session. So with your perspective, could you share a few insights of student members that you have come across? Because in earlier days, before going virtual, we had a lot of training programs that is happening. So being a virtual one is a quite challenging one to have a training programs. So what will be your suggestion for all the student members, the non-members as well as not members of the RAS, in which they can upskill in the robotic skill? So I hope the question is clear to you.
Yeah. So first of all, good evening, everyone. And let me first congratulate Mr. Shankar for this initiative. So with that note, I hope that I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Yeah, okay. So with that note, let me answer to Mr. Shankar's question. So even though, see, I think that constraint is not at all there as far as RAS is concerned, I think. Because see, nowadays we know that a majority of the people who are really working in robotics are supposed to be experts in ROS also, robot operating system. So recently, see, during lockdown period, last year as well as this year, we have conducted a 1-week workshop in robot operating system. So wherein we could make a team of students around 40 members, or we could give an insight about this robot operating system. Okay, so that is one option. And in addition to that, there is one platform that is for automation also. You all know about PLC programming. So that also can be done in virtual mode without any hardware facilities. But of course, see, as all of us know, we have to do some hardware if the things have to work. So from that perspective, so they may have to work with small Arduino boards or the Raspberry Pis they have at their home with whatever we are giving as part of training in the virtual mode. And maybe, see, we are having a lot of sessions. See, I can say that with the help of a student team, we have introduced a student team only this year only. So with the help of an active student team, we could coordinate a lot of events, this year. Especially, I think you may be aware of a Robotics and Automation Leaders Symposium, wherein many experts and academicians from the field of robots are coming and interacting with the students. Then there is another category called Robot Tech Tales, wherein the people who have started robotics companies are coming and they're sharing their experiences. And we have also launched another program which is called Neuro, that is nurturing robotics for encouraging the students who are pursuing or taking up projects in robotics. I have heard many students telling that we don't have that much funding to take up. I wish to do some good project in robotics, but we don't have much funding to take up that project. So we have launched that also. So I don't think that that should be a constraint for taking up or getting more exposure in the field of robotics. So definitely these kinds of programs can be arranged. But the other limitations may be in the interactions with all these, see, during all these kinds of programs, we can have interactive sessions with the students who are having difficulties, and we'll be able to cover all those difficulties, or we'll be able to clear their doubts, and if they have, and they'll be able to definitely at least start working on different robotic projects, I think.
Okay. So thank you, ma'am. So a point added to that, like a personal question in that regard. So you are talked about the development boards regarding the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi. So when you see like 15 years back, we used to refer data sheets before these development boards come into picture. So don't you think that is it a time where we have like Swadeshi microcontrollers, like Shakti processor and everything, where you need to really work on the data sheets to really start with the library functions as such. So it's indeed a
Yes,
core question.
yes,
So what
yes.
is your suggestion? Whether do we have any plans on conducting any programs in which the
Yeah,
students will
I think that's a very relevant question because no, I was one of the panel members in the evaluation of projects by with this Swadeshi microprocessor. So unfortunately, I couldn't meet any like entry like in the panels which I have attended. I couldn't see even a single entry from Kerala. So maybe in other panels it was there, but I think it's already late. We need to think of having workshops and like awareness sessions on these processes, especially definitely for robotics. We need to think of. I think that's a relevant question.
Yes, actually, the part is I was there as one of the judges along with you as well in the other committee regarding the
Okay.
drones. So it's indeed
Okay.
a really saddening point that no team from Kerala was there, apart from the company's perspective. So it's really a good point where like I was personally looking forward to for a programs from the RAS, especially to the student community who are really behind the development boards. And thank you, ma'am, for having that particular thought, and we hope to see a lot of programs in that regard as well. So with
Yeah,
short
thank
of time, we have had a very vibrant interactive session. I could do this 1 more hour, but unfortunately, we have a lot of not lot of time. So we are started to say so we have a lot of so we have few more panelists here. So it will be just a quick question. Actually, ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So thank you for staying long. So we'll have a quick question with that, and we'll move on with the next presentation as such. So we don't want to delay it for like a 3 hour, like a exam point of session. So I hope you have addressed a lot of questions. So my question to you would be like, being affinity group with like 50% more members in your community, with including girls and boys. So what is, we have seen a lot of vibrant activities from the women point of view, as well as the boys are equally participating. So that is another note. So that is the gender equality that even women engineering community that brings into Kerala section. So being a community with 50% more, and I would say 65% more of the student members in the same community. So could you share a few unique events that you thought of having implemented in the coming years?
Yeah, first of all, very good evening to all, and let me congratulate Shankar for taking this initiative. So,
Hello, ma'am. You are breaking up.
Okay, I'll switch off my video. Okay, so is it more clear now?
It's better now. I have stopped my video myself. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. So one thing which one thing is in the present days we have membership from both sections, boys and girls are there. Then that is inclusivity is one of the motto, and we are organizing. We have the largest number. All of you, that membership for students is free of cost, and we are doing a lot of activities. And one focus during these days is, instead of just giving one program and leaving it as like that, we are now focusing on outcome based programs. That is, we are I will tell you about one program which we did in collaboration with Cyber Suraksha, which was a train the trainer type of program. So what we people who are really interested through some questionnaire, we did some filtering of which was mainly focused on how in cyber threats and what are the things, what are the cyber laws. This aspect. We give some 6 sessions on various aspects of cyber security, cyberspace, cyber laws. And then what they have to do is they have to take it to the society, because nowadays we are going digital on all aspects. So yeah, we think that it is very important that we make the people aware of what are the threats associated with in this digital media. And with that intention, the program was conducted, and produce an evidence after each of these participants produce an evidence that they have taken it to a society and they have conducted a program, or they can be in any way, but they have to convince us how they have taken it to the society. So much we are seeing in the programs that we are organizing nowadays. A single event and getting about the event. Some outcome from the pro. That is the thing, and we have more one entrepreneurship, people who are interested, and then finally to associate them, engage with them with some mentors so that they can bring it up. So that is the, I think I have answered the question. Shankar is.
Yes, ma'am. We could hear a little breaking of sound, but we could really make it out. So thank you, ma'am, for sharing that how really different the programs, outcome-based programs that we introduce. Like it's really indeed like a education 4.0 type of programs where which we focus on the outcomes rather than just conducting the programs. So including sustainability model as well. So thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts on the future plans as well as events, especially the program regarding the cybersecurity of all. So that is indeed a great program. So with that, I would like to call a final session.
Okay, thank you, Shankar.
Okay,
thank you.
So Goma sir, would you like to share your few words regarding future events that we are going to have in Communication Society? Goma sir, maybe you can just talk about for like 1 minute so that we can resume after your talk.
Okay.
Goma sir?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Thank you, sir, for joining and staying here for more than 1 hour.
Okay.
It will be
Okay,
great if you can share the future plans of Comstock, especially for the student community relating that we had a program called Gravitas where the opportunity was given to the MTech as well as the PhD scholars. So similarly, do we are able to see any programs related to the student community so that they can make use of that? Could you share your thoughts with that? Then we will move on to the presentation. So thank you, sir.
Yes.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shankar. First of all, let me congratulate the organizers of this event because of this is a unique one, a new initiative. Know your OU. I think that is the concept of this program. Coming to Comstock, Krishnapriya has explained the various programs that we are organizing in Comstock, Kerala. regarding grade 7, it's a graduate student congress. It is a thesis evaluation in 7 minutes. A joint event of ComSoc chapters of Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Kerala. This time, Calcutta section has also joined. So, 4 ComSoc chapters are collaborating for that event. 4 PhD theses and 3 best MTech theses are awarded in a 2-phase evaluation process. And year after year, we are getting more submission, and I hope in the years to come that it will be one of the flagship event of IEEE India Council at the India Council level. Then another event is a ProCom. It's a project competition, a nationwide project competition. We had over 65 submissions for this year's event, and the new initiative that we are planning is a internship program, virtual internship program, in which academicians and industrial practicing engineers, communication engineers will be helping students, especially in our electronics and communication engineering stream, in their projects. They can have a mentor in this academic as well as in the industrial professionals. That we are this ComSoc Kerala chapter is trying to be a bridge among this, between this student and these professionals. That is one program that we are planning. And Shankar, I would like to add one point regarding the certification program. And this ComSoc is having some one wireless communication engineering technology certification program, WCET, for professionals in the area of communication engineering technology. So that's the minimum requirement is graduation. So after graduation, students, based on their career, they can seriously think of this certification program, because it is a vendor neutral certification program in this domain. So that will be helpful, because since it was such a question was there, that I thought ComSoc, since it is having this event, I thought of giving that input.
Okay.
That's all from ComSoc.
Okay, sir. So thank you, sir, for much joining. So we have passed a lot of time, and since being this a continuous session, I thank all the panelists who have joined and shared their insights on that. It is really a wonderful, and it's really this is streamed live in IEEE Kerala section. This is really indeed a great archive for all the student leaders who have joined here, as well as who student leaders are going to coming in upcoming years, as well as years on from. Okay, so thank you all the panelists for all joining. We will resume with all the sessions, and thank you, Goma, for sharing the questions that we have already shared regarding the certification program. So each and every society, they have maybe having some certification program. So you just contact with your core Kerala chapter societies, affinity groups, and you take benefit out of each and every one. So being an IEEE member is not only enough, that involvement in the technical society as well as affinity groups take a growth threshold. So that is a motto here, and with that we'll be able to boost the membership here. And now we will be able to resume the session, and I sincerely apologize for the following presentation, especially the student community are going to do the presentation. We have stayed a really long time, but with this presentation, since it's been archived, we won't be able to stop the presentation. So I thank you for your time and patience, the upcoming, especially the upcoming student volunteers for the presentation. So over to you, Ganka. And thank you.
Hello. Thank you, each and every one of you distinguished IEEE veterans. That was a thoroughly enlightening discussion. Now, as a token of gratitude, we are extremely happy and humbled to present these virtual mementos to you. So, yeah. first to the other different societies here, circuits and systems, the computer society, the education society, MTTS, PES, PI, RFID Council, RAS, SITE, SSIT, and Women in Engineering, Signal Processing, GRSS, Antenna and Propagation Society. Yeah. So thanks everyone. It's our privilege to have you all together in this virtual stage. And a group pic is something we all would love to keep as a memorable reminiscence. So I request everyone present here to kindly switch on your cameras for a group photo.
Thank you everyone for the amazing talks and for spending your time with us. Now it's time to celebrate this moment with a quick picture. So if you could all switch on your cameras now, we can take a pic. So this is how we'll go. I'll count down and then we say IEEE and then we take a photo. So thank you. So here we go. Everyone's ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. IEEE. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Have a good day. And stay tuned for the rest of the
Thank you, Achi sir, for joining. And, it's indeed a great honor to serve all the panelists here. So then we will now, and I sincerely apologize again for the student volunteers who are going to present again. We're sorry to put hold because we have a lot of senior members here to do the presentation. And with that, over to the student volunteer for the presentation so that we can have a great archive here with us. So over to you, Jay.
Let's get back to the presentation by the student representatives. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Vaishnav S., Student Representative, Society on Social Implications of Technology, IEEE Kerala Section, to give us a brief idea of the various initiatives SSIT has in store. Vaishnav, over to you.
Hello everyone, myself Vaishnav S, from SSIT Kerala Chapter. I'm the Student Representative for SSIT Kerala Chapter. So നമുക്ക് ഡയറക്ട്ലി ഇനി അധികം ടൈം ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് ഓൾറെഡി കുറെ ഡിലേഡ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ഡയറക്ട്ലി സംഭവത്തിലേക്ക് കടക്കാമെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡ് പ്ലീസ്. SSIT എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സൊസൈറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആക്ച്വലി ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് ടെക്നോളജിക്കൽ ഇമ്പാക്ട്സും അതുപോലെ ഓരോ ടെക്നോളജിയുടെ അപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസും അത് എല്ലാവർക്കും എത്തിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിലുള്ള വരുന്നൊരു സൊസൈറ്റിയാണ് SSIT. അതിന്റെ എന്താ പറയാ മെയിൻ ഫ്ലാഗ്ഷിപ്പ് ഇവന്റ് വരുന്നത് ISAS ആണ്, ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ സിംപോസിയം ഓൺ ടെക്നോളജി ആൻഡ് സൊസൈറ്റി. എല്ലാ സൊസൈറ്റീസിലും വരുന്ന സെയിം സംഭവങ്ങൾ ഇതിലും വരുന്നുണ്ട്. അതായത് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ്, അത് ഞാൻ ഇനിയും പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല എന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ലൈക്ക് magazines, conferences and the networking opportunities. അത് ഇങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നിട്ട് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് കാര്യമില്ല എന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. സോ ഡയറക്ട്ലി SSITയുടെ കീ ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സ് ഞാൻ പറയാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡ് പ്ലീസ്. SSIT മെയിൻലി ഫോക്കസ് ഈ 5 പില്ലേഴ്സിലാണ്. അതായത് ഗ്ലോബൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് ആൻഡ് ഹ്യൂമനിറ്റേറിയൻ ടെക്നോളജി, എത്തിക്സ്, ഹ്യൂമൻ വാല്യൂസ് ആൻഡ് ടെക്നോളജി, ടെക്നോളജി ബെനിഫിറ്റ് ഫോർ ഓൾ, and future societal impacts of technology advances, protecting the planet from planet using sustainable technology. ഈ ഫസ്റ്റത്തെ പില്ലറും അതുപോലെ ഫിഫ്ത്ത് പില്ലറും ഡയറക്ട്ലി കണക്റ്റഡ് വിത്ത് സൈറ്റ് ആൾസോ ആണ്. നമ്മൾ സൈറ്റിനെ കണക്റ്റഡ് ആണ്. എന്നിരുന്നാലും SSIT ഈ സംഭവങ്ങളൊക്കെ വരുന്നുണ്ട്. പ്ലസ് നമ്മൾ ഓർഗനോളജീസ് വരുമ്പോൾ അതിന്റെ ഹ്യൂമൻ വാല്യൂസും അതുപോലെ ഓരോ ടെക്നോളജി കാരണം ഹ്യൂമൻ വാല്യൂസിന് തകരാറ് വരിക, അതുപോലെ നെഗറ്റീവ് ആൻഡ് പോസിറ്റീവ് ഇമ്പാക്ട്സ്, അതുപോലെ ഈ ടെക്നോളജി ഏതൊരു ക്ലാസ് ഓഫ് സൊസൈറ്റി ആൻഡ് പീപ്പിളിലേക്ക് എത്തണം എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ വരുന്ന ഒരു സംഭവമാണ് SSIT വരുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ ഇമ്പാക്ട്സ്, ഓരോ ടെക്നിക്കൽ അഡ്വാൻസസ് വരുമ്പോഴും അതിന്റെ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ സൊസൈറ്റിയിൽ ഇമ്പാക്റ്റും അസസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സൊസൈറ്റിയാണ് SSIT. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡ് പ്ലീസ്. സ്റ്റുഡൻറ് ബ്രാഞ്ച് ഫണ്ടിങ് 3 ഫണ്ടിങ് ഉണ്ട് നമുക്ക്. ഒരു ചാപ്റ്റർ ഇനിഷ്യേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ്ങിൽ തന്നെ $100 ഒരു ഫണ്ടിങ് വരും. പ്ലസ് 2 സൈക്കിളിൽ നമ്മൾ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ഫണ്ടിങ് തരുന്നതായിരിക്കും. പ്ലസ് ഓരോ ഇയറും ആക്റ്റീവ് സ്റ്റുഡൻറ് ബ്രാഞ്ച് ചാപ്റ്റർ ആക്റ്റീവ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ $100 എക്സ്ട്രാ ഗ്രാൻഡ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡ് പ്ലീസ്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ മെയിൻ ആയിട്ട് മൂന്ന് എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ഗ്ലോബൽ ഔട്ട്റീച്ച് അംബാസഡർ പ്രോഗ്രാം. ഇതിൽ വളണ്ടറിങ് എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങളെ സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ വിസിബിലിറ്റിക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുക. ബട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അങ്ങനെയല്ല. ഓരോ സംഭവത്തിനും അതിൻ്റെതായ ഒരു ഔട്ട്കം ഉണ്ടാക്കണം എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിലാണ് SSIT വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ ഈ ഒരു ഇവന്റോട് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു ഔട്ട്റീച്ച് അംബാസഡർ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ നമ്മൾ ജസ്റ്റ് അവർക്ക് ഓരോ അംബാസഡറിനും അവരുടേതായ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് അതുപോലുള്ള സ്കിൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് ഈ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ നമ്മൾ അഷ്വർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. അതിനുവേണ്ടി കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻസും ഇവന്റ്സും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതായിരിക്കും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡ് പ്ലീസ്. ഗ്ലോബൽ യൂത്ത് കോൺക്ലേവ് എന്ന ഒരു കോളേജ് സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനെ ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് ഈ വർഷം വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഔട്ട്കം ബേസ്ഡ് ഇവന്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. ഓഫ്കോഴ്സ് ഒരു കോൺക്ലേവ് ആയിരുന്നാലും ഒരു ഗ്ലോബൽ ലെവൽ ഐറ്റം ആയിരുന്നാലും നമ്മളൊരു SSITയുടെ പില്ലേഴ്സിൽ നിന്ന് അതിൽ നിന്നൊരു ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഔട്ട്കം എന്തായാലും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. അത് പ്രാവശ്യം ടെക് എത്തിക്സ് ടീമിനായിട്ട് കൊളാബ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് വരുന്നത്. അതിൽ തന്നെ ഇഷ്ടംമാതിരി വളണ്ടറിങ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് നമുക്ക് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. ആസ് SSIT ഒരു ഹൈലി എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ് സൊസൈറ്റി അല്ല, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ വളണ്ടറിങ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് പറയാനായി പ്രീവിയസ് പറയാനായിട്ട് ഒന്നുമില്ല, കാര്യമായിട്ടൊന്നുമില്ല. ബട്ട് ഇനി വരുന്ന സംഭവങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ചാണ് എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളതും ഇതിൽ സ്ലൈഡിൽ കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. പിന്നെ വരുന്ന ഒരു സംഭവമാണ് SI കോൺടെസ്റ്റ് റണ്ണിങ് ഓൺ ആണ്. അതിന്റെ ഇപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞ ഇസ്താദിന്റെ പാർട്ടായിട്ട് നടക്കുന്ന ഒരു കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ ആണ്. അതിൽ 3 ടോപ്പിക്സ് ആണ് വരുന്നത്. ഈ 3 ടോപ്പിക്സിലും ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ വിന്നേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. ഈ ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ വിന്നേഴ്സിന് നമ്മൾ കോംപ്ലിമെന്ററി മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് ആൻഡ് പിന്നെ അതുപോലെ ഇസ്താസിലേക്ക് ഫ്രീ എൻട്രി, അതുപോലെ ടെക്നോളജി ആൻഡ് സൊസൈറ്റി മാഗസീനിലും ഇസ്താസിലും ഇത് പബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള എബിലിറ്റി നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുന്നതായിരിക്കും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡ് പ്ലീസ്. മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് SSIT മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് ഫീ $4 വരുന്നത് ഫോർ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആൻഡ് നമ്മൾ IEEE മെമ്പേഴ്സിന് $33 ആണ് വരുന്നത്. ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ടെക്നോളജി ആൻഡ് സൊസൈറ്റിയുടെ ഇത് ഇടുന്നതായിരിക്കും, ഇനി വെബ്സൈറ്റ് ഇടുന്നതായിരിക്കും. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കയറി നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ബാക്കി എക്സ്ട്രാ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് അറിയാൻ പറ്റുമോ. എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇതുപോലെ കൂടുതൽ അറിയുന്നെങ്കിൽ എന്നെ കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് എന്റെ ഫോൺ നമ്പർ കൊടുക്കുന്നതായിരിക്കും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡ്.
Thank you so much, Vaishnav, for joining us and sharing your insights on the society. Up next, I invite Ms. Anvinda Krishnan, VK, Link Coordinator, Women in Engineering Affinity Group, IEEE Kerala Section, to speak about the numerous programs we has in store for its members and how the Affinity Group has worked towards improving the opportunities available to women. Over to you, Anvinda.
Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anvinda Krishnan, and I'm the V coordinator of IEEE Link. And I'm extremely glad to have this opportunity to talk in front of you all a little bit about the V Affinity Group and the opportunities that we offer. Next slide, please. Yeah, so IEEE is basically a global network of IEEE members and volunteers who are dedicated to promoting women and inspiring girls around the world majorly to follow their academic interests and make a career, especially in the STEM field. So as Meenakshi ma'am mentioned earlier, the V membership is completely free for all student members, graduate student members, and also life members. So any IEEE member can be a part of V, be it the group being women in engineering does not mean that boys or men cannot be a part of that. We are a community striving to technically empower people, especially women, but we are a group of men and women collectively working towards this. Next slide, please. Yeah, so going by the numbers, we are a global network. We connecting nearly 20,000 members in 900 plus V Affinity groups that are spread over 100 countries to advance women in technology at all points in their life and career. Next slide, please. Yeah. So our ultimate goal, it is to facilitate the recruitment and retention of particularly women in technical disciplines globally. And for this particular cause, we have a very, very vibrant community of IEEE women and men collectively using their diverse talents to innovate for the benefit of humanity. And we try to make this possible by forming new VAGs around the world in SBs to support all the local ongoing activities. And we are also organizing technical workshops, skill development sessions, and competitions so that our members can take part in that and upskill themselves. And also, we are focusing on promoting activities for women to help them with their career progression, or to, if women who would like to switch their career or women would like to come back to their career after a big break. So we are also focusing on such women who would like to put themselves out there, and we are giving them a platform to do so. Next, please. So the benefits you get as an IEEE member. So as we have already discussed about a lot of benefits that you get as an IEEE member, access to a lot of technical papers, a lot of pass to a lot of conferences that are conducted worldwide. We also offer almost all of that. So additional to the IEEE offers that are available, we have discounted registration to annual international conferences like Leadership Conference and International Leadership Summit that we are conducting. And we also have pre-university, undergraduate and graduate students scholarship opportunities for the eligible students. They can apply via the website. And we also have travel grant programs for IEEE sponsored events that are being conducted for eligible students. And we also have, as mentioned, we have a lot of career resources in IEEE Collaboratech, as already mentioned. We have mentorship programs there and a lot of networking opportunities. And for we have a particular community called Women in Leadership, where they can meet a lot of eminent women leaders and talk about them, about the leadership, qualities that you need as leadership, and many resources like that. Next slide, please. Yeah, so IEEE awards, the V committee also offers a lot of awards like Inspiring Member, Best VAG, Best V Chapter, and we are extremely glad to share with you that this year IEEE MACE SB, MA College SB, has backed the 2021 V Student Branch Affinity Group of the Year. It's a worldwide recognition. They are the top V Student Branch this year internationally. And also one of our senior members, Professor Sunita BV, she was the recipient of the 2021 MGA Inspiring Member of the Year Award. So we also offer all these awards to support all the active members and to just to recognize their contributions that are happening. Next slide, please. Yeah. So now moving on to the benefits you get as an IEEE volunteer. So you get exposure to opportunities for coordinating events, mentorship, and also serving in leadership positions, and not just in your local VAGs, but also at the section and national level as well. And these local V communities, they can be engaged by forming VAGs in your SPs, and the V committee even offers funding opportunities for newly established AGs and special funding for supporting your activities. So the committee offers up to $200 for newly established SBs to just start off with their activities, and up to $400 for any special projects or activities that you plan. You can send a very detailed proposal to them along with the coordinators and what the impact of that program would be, and you can obtain a funding of maximum $400. Next slide, please. Okay, now talking a little bit about IEEE Kerala Section. So we started our operations in 2002, and we have been very active with a vibrant group of passionate volunteers since then. And now we are a community of around 2,600 members spanning over 75 affinity groups, VAGs in Kerala. And we have been actively hosting events to engage our members and volunteers. And here I've jotted down a few of our flagship events, including the V-Week celebrations that is taking place internationally around all the VAGs, where we celebrate a week just prior to the International Women's Day on March 8th. And then there is another one called She Leads, which we have initiated, where it's a talk session which is mainly conducted in an interview format by with eminent V leaders. Then we have Venus Campaign, as Meenakshi ma'am already mentioned. It's a community of which is a community made by IEEE Kerala Section, our volunteers, for supporting budding women entrepreneurs. We are trying to help them as much as we can. And then we have We Summit, which is a conference that we are conducting every year for students, for our members. And this year, we also had the Train the Trainer program for cybersecurity awareness in collaboration with educational activities. That Meenakshi ma'am had mentioned that as well. So these are some of our flagship events, but we have a lot more events happening remotely in our SBs as well. Next, please. Yeah. So here, this is the V team chaired by Meenakshi ma'am and other EXICOM members. Next, please. Yeah. So these are a few of our achievements that the V committee had recognized our efforts and our contributions, and these are some of the achievements that we have had over the years. Next, please. Yeah. So we also focus on activities for supporting children and women who are in need of the same. So we have programs like V Star program and project-based learning school camp programs for children, especially girls who are in need of that, where we encourage them to learn more about science and technology and support them to actually make a career in STEM and develop an interest in science and technology. And we also have this Returning Mothers Conference, which was started in 2014. It is actually an initiative to help out women who would like to come back to their work, come back to the industry after a career break that they have had. So this conference is exclusively for that, where we discuss opportunities and other activities that they can take up. Next, please. Yeah. So I'd like to conclude by taking up the V pledge, and that reinforces our mission to support and bring up the society, especially girls and women, and encourage them to take up a career in STEM. And the V community, we are celebrating the 25th year anniversary in 2022, and we have a lot of events planned for that internationally as well. So we heartily welcome you all to be a part of our community and work towards a gender diversified environment around us. So as mentioned, the membership is completely free for all the student members. And if you have to start an affinity group, a local affinity group in your SB, you can just the requirement is the same, just 6 student members and a faculty advisor you need. So yeah, that was a little bit about V. Hope everyone got at least a little insights about that. Just please feel free to contact me or any other organizers for any extra information that you need. So that was it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anvinda. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Franco Joe M., Technical Coordinator of Signal Processing Society, to give us an introduction on how SPS offers us a plethora of opportunities in the expansive, ever-changing field of signal processing. Over to you, Franco.
I guess I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay. Hey all. My name is Franco Joem, Technical Coordinator of the IEEE SPS Kerala Section student team, and I'll be introducing you to the IEEE Signal Processing Society. So without further ado, let's get started. Next slide. So about SPS Kerala chapter. Next slide. Well, as you all should know, Signal Processing Society was the first society to be established under IEEE. Since then, the Signal Processing Society has been contributing to the advancement in the field of signal processing. Currently, there are 10 student branch chapters across Kerala for SPS. Next slide. Basically, the mission statement of SPS is to foster collaborative spirit and to help educate members in the domain of signal processing and various other domains associated with signal processing like neural networks, deep learning, computer vision, and so on. Next slide. And the vision for SPS is to be a one-stop source of signal processing resources, providing a variety of high-quality resources to a variety of users in formats customized to their interests. Next slide. As a member of SPS, you get to broaden your knowledge with complementary tools and resources like SPS newsletters, content gazettes, journals, etc. You get to connect with people well-versed in the field of signal processing to share ideas and opportunities. You get to volunteer with our community and become an asset to society activities. And you get exclusive discounts on events organized by IEEE SPS like international conferences and so on. And it also helps in the professional development and community involvement. Next slide. Key takeaways as a society volunteer. Next slide. Well, as As a society volunteer, you get to advance your knowledge in all aspects of technology and sciences related to signal processing, and a helping guide in the evolution of the field of signal processing. You get to network with professionals well versed in the domains of signal processing like deep learning, neural networks, image processing, and to name a few. You get to hone your knowledge of society products and project management. And by taking up initiatives to organize and volunteer for events, you gain confidence and develop leadership, communication, and presentation skills. Next slide. So events organized. Next slide. So SIG.MEC was conducted in 2020 and it focused on building a team that will have the potential to participate in the SP Cup, Signal Processing Cup, which is the biggest hackathon hosted by the SPS globally. And it covered basics in signal processing, analog and digital circuit analysis, neural networking, and learning paradigms, logical algorithm, and basic ML. While I got to note that it was not a Kerala section event, it had a great response with students from all across Kerala. Next slide. Forum 2020 on CAB was conducted from 18th to 21st of February 2021, and it consisted of expert talks and panel discussions on various aspects of connected and autonomous vehicles. And an ideathon was also organized as a post-event covering problem statements in various aspects of CABs to test students' understanding on connected and autonomous vehicles. Next slide. By conducting these events, we were able to take steps in making students industry ready, and we were able to fuel innovation among the students in the field of signal processing. And we are also planning to conduct events which will give students a hands-on experience on project developments in the field of signal processing. And we help students gain in-depth knowledge on various theory topics like image processing, neural networks, deep learning, etc. in SIG.MEC. Is adhering with the IEEE motto of advancing technology for humanity. Next slide. So as for the student team, we are a relatively young student team. In fact, this is the first Kerala section student team of SPS formed just recently. So going by the slides, we are relatively short of events, achievements, etc. as of now. And we have been granted funding for conducting some exciting events, so stay tuned for that. Next slide. I would like to conclude that by saying that there's a common misconception that SPS is only for circuit branches. And I want to clarify that it's not only meant for circuit branches. There are various domains in signal processing like neural networks, deep learning, biomedical image processing, computer vision, to name a few. So people who are really passionate about all these fields are most welcome to join SPS, and just cost just $1 for an IEEE student member. So that will be all from my side. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Franco, for joining us today. Understanding our interactions with Earth's ecosystems to monitor and characterize potential risks is the need of the hour. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Jayati Vijayvargiya, Student Chair, Geoscience and Remote Sensing Society, IIST, to give us an idea on how the society helps make a positive impact in the world. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ganga, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting so long to hear to this presentation. And I also wish that if you are here so far, then kindly invest your 5 minutes to take a look at what this presentation has for you. Geoscience in general, it is a very multidisciplinary subject. Can I get to the next slide? Yes. So multidisciplinary, we deal with everything, like right from machine learning, data acquisition, so electronics, computer science, civil engineering, geoscience, if you talk about it as a civil engineering branch. From atmospheric sciences, it's very multidisciplinary. So irrespective of what background you come from, and if you have a project that is working towards the humanity, or maybe dealing with some remote sensing data, the satellite data, or the unarmed vehicle data, then this society will be very much helpful to you, how I'll be telling in the coming slides. Can you go please to the next slide? Yeah. So recently in 2019, we started the Kerala section of this IEEE GRSS and it was inaugurated at IIST Thiruvananthapuram. Next, please. Yeah, so here I am just introducing you to the office bearers of this society. This introduction is to make you aware about that these are the people. If any way you are interested in this particular type of work, then you can connect with them. So it's not only from the academics, but also from the industry as well as the government organizations. So it's a collaborative society having the people from all across the stretch of Kerala. So we have Dr. Ramarao from IIST, then Dr. Praveen Naresh from this Naval Physical Oceanographic Laboratory, Kochi. Next, Deepak Mishra from IIST again. And then we have Ms. Danya, she's from CET Trivandrum. Next, please. And we from IMT, Triple ITM, Kerala, we have Radhakrishnan sir. So like if anyway you are interested in these kind of projects, then you can connect with these people. Now let me tell you, like being students, how this GRSS community can help you. So this GRSS comes, so if you're in a first year or second year or in third year, fourth year, you might be looking forward for, some projects which are different from the streamline. And this is a sector which is growing very much. We have 3D augmentation, driverless cars, everything is using the remote sensing data. Even the GPS system that you use is having the using this remote sensing approach. So we have webinars, a lot of free webinars are available if you are a member of GRSS from international as well as at the national level. Then we have a group of conferences at the international level and very good conference. And I'll be happy to announce that the next conferences of upcoming are coming up in India. Then we have applications. Very reputed high impact journals like IEEE GRSS. Then we have GRSS newsletters where you can get your work published. Next, please. Then the awards. So IEEE GRSS in general, because it is not a very big community. And if you do a very good work, then the probability of you getting into a recognition as well as the prize amount is really high. So a few of the awards at international level and also they keep on happening at the local level are the student prize for the best paper and also for the IEEE GRSS Early Career Award. Over to the next. Then another attraction we have is in terms of education. So a lot of people, especially if you might be knowing about the startups, a lot of geospatial startup are coming these days. Because this is a field which involves, every like planning, this national highway planning, city planning, smart city, everything has to deal with GRSS. So in terms of education also, like a lot of, in terms of giving the software training, as well as the Python training and machine learning in GRSS, you have an added advantage of having a regular workshops, both at international and national level. Then it is very good for the community and networking, especially if you're looking forward for a dynamic project and a dynamic career ahead in your life. Networking is something that really would be very helpful to you, because it's not a very big community in Kerala. The chances that you build up a strong network is high. Then here are the few points I jotted down that why a student, the first year, second year, or third year, should join this GRSS community. Why should you invest in this? So firstly, you get a platform where you can get the ideas at this juncture, and also you can share your ideas onto it. Next, please. And also you can get your work published if it is relating to this domain. Right now, if you talk about the domain, so I did my bachelor's in computer science. Right now, I'm working in deep learning, but on the LiDAR data, airborne LiDAR data. So it's implementing the deep learning on the data acquired from the unarmed vehicle. So as I told before, it is a multidisciplinary. So may it be any background you come from, mechanical, civil, electronics, computer science, this community is for you. Especially if you're looking forward for an interdisciplinary holistic project and a platform where you can put those ideas and get a recognition back. Next, please. So these are the general points which almost all the other people have told. The highlights, I'll just be telling you the highlights. So one is about the GRSS funds. So GRSS has a very good concept of organizing the summer as well as the winter schools, wherein you can in person, like right now it is virtually going on, in person go and attend those schools. So even in IST last time we had a winter school in which the people from all across the India as well as abroad came to attend that winter school, right from like Shillong to Srinagar. A good GRSS community was developed and had a cherished time in ISD. And also we have the grants. GRSS give the grant for the conferences held by GRSS. So most of the conferences are held abroad, and you get if the paper is accepted, the chances of you getting the travel grant is too high. Next, please. Yeah, so next, these are the general points. That's why I'm doing the next, which you might have heard before. Next, please. Yeah, and also like the workshops. So here in Kerala, our community is small, not too big, but indeed it is very powerful, very much dedicated. So we do come up with regular workshops and the events. I'll be sharing a glimpse of the few very successful events in the upcoming slides. So you actually get to connect with the high level people, right from like academician to the industry people who are actually working in the industry, maybe the startup entrepreneurs in these events that are usually organized in this community. Next, please. Next, and also like this about the GRSS Resource Center and the IEEE Explore. It's same as the other societies. Next. So here I present a few of the very successful events which were conducted by IEEE GRSS Kerala chapter. So one was the workshop on the synthetic aperture radar. Dear, you can just scroll through the slides. And the best thesis about that happens very like annually. Then we had a webinar series on the geospatial startups. Then a PARS program on the Python programming when it comes to implementing Python on remote sensing data. And recently we had this in December, the IEEE India GRSS Young Researcher Conclave, in which a couple of events were combined together. And this was indeed a very good platform for students to project their work. Next, please. And I would also like to say that in these kind of workshops, we get participation from all across the globe. And in India, talking about the participation in India, we do have a participation from all the like good institutions from India, like ISC Bangalore, IIT Bombay, and IIT Kharagpur too. So when you are a part of GRSS, you actually get to interact with them and maybe network and collaborate in some of the other projects which you can do together, so that your work, when you will be flying out with your bachelor's or so, your work will be projecting you. So these are the upcoming events we are looking forward for. So one is GIS Ideathon that would be coming. Also, soon we'll be starting with this Geotech Talk, which will be a podcast, and Samvad, that would be a discussion, and STAR, that is spread the awareness round, awareness about the geoscience. So that was all from the IEEE GRSS. Hope you got glimpses and pieces of what we do in GRSS, what benefits you can have from GRSS. Thank you all for being here, and hope to see you maybe in some of the other event of GRSS. It's an interdisciplinary platform, so you all are most welcome. And I wish you all a happy weekend and good night too. Over to you, Ganga.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today, for staying this long patiently, and for sharing your valuable insights about the society. Now, finally, we have Mr. Nihal, Chair, Antenna and Propagation Society, Chapter CUSAT, to talk about the various opportunities that are provided to the APS members. Over to you, Nihal.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, good evening all. So I'll give an introduction on Antennas and Propagation Society. This society was formed in 1949 with the aim of imparting knowledge and to conduct activities in these following niche areas, which include antennas, their analysis, design, development, and measurement. Also the radiation and propagation aspect and interaction of this EM waves with discrete and other continuous media. We also deal with millimeter and sub-millimeter wave techniques, signal processing, and also space-based communication like wireless, mobile, satellite, and telecommunications. Next, please. We have 5 student branches in Kerala, and those are IIST Trivandrum, Cochin University of Science and Technology in Kochi, Government Engineering College, Botany Hill, Trivandrum, and Musagar College of Engineering and Technology, Pathanamthitta, and Ahalya School of Engineering and Technology in Palakkad. So why APS? First of all, we know that the technology is advancing at a very fast rate, and we need to stay at the bleeding edge of technology. With the IPS publications and products, this can be done so. We have an amazing professional network, and you can get exposed to a lot of talented and eminent stalwarts in the frontier areas of EM domain. And also you can interact with leaders in your area of expertise. And you can, as an IEEE APS member, attend any APS technical conference and meetings in India. Next, please. These are some of the major events we conducted. In last year, we conducted the Antennas and Propagation Symposium, also called AppSim 2020. Actually, the symposium is a biennial event, and it was first started in 1988 to commemorate the detection of EM waves by Mr. Heinrich Hertz. The symposium, it can provide a forum for researchers as well as professionals in the industry in the area of antennas and propagation to interact with each other and also to present their innovative ideas and findings. Last year, we also started the first edition of All Kerala Antennas and Propagation Society Students Conclave, also known as aka PSSC. And the event was jointly organized by the IEEE, all IEEE APS student branch chapters of Kerala under IEEE APS Kerala Section chapter, obviously. Next, please. We also had a 2-week training session on theoretical and practical aspects of electromagnetic compatibility and interference. It was conducted by experts from academia, R&D, and industry. However, some pre-compliance test facility at DOE was used for demonstrating the conducted and radiated emissions. It was titled the Hello EMI DMC Learn to Detect and Decode. These were the major events that we conducted last year and this year, with more future programs that are upcoming. So, thank you. Okay, Ganga, over to you.
Thank you, Nihal, for joining us. So we have come to the conclusion of the event. Once again, I thank all the student leaders of the technical societies and affinity groups for joining us today despite your hectic schedule and for sharing your insights on societies. Thank you, and we apologize for the difficulties we have faced today, and we are really grateful for your support, patience, and cooperation throughout the event. Now, over to you, John Johnson, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Ganga. I feel very honored to present the vote of thanks in such an insightful talk session. I would say there are so many things that the amazing panel has brought forward, emphasizing how each IEEE society and affinity group access effective platforms, enabling all of us, particularly as students, to advance technology for the benefit of humanity. First and foremost, I owe a debt of gratitude to Shankar sir for his sincere and tireless effort in leading the entire organization of this forum till the end. And definitely today for your brilliant moderation in smoothly getting the discussion going and bringing the best out of it. Next, thank you so very much to the incredible panelists representing their respective societies, especially Dr. Chinmoy Saha from MTTS, Mr. Varghese Cherian of PI, Dr. Bijuna K from IEEE and PEL's Joint Chapter, Mr. Aravind Pionithan of SSIT, Suhail Sar from PES, Dr. Bindima T of SITE, Dr. Meenakshi K from Women in Engineering Group, Professor Deepthi Ma'am from Computer Society, Professor Gopakumar A of Communication Society, Ms. Meghna Sudeep of Rfid Council, and Dr. Jisha VR of RAS. I request your kindness to pardon me if I've accidentally missed out anyone, but surely your presence and insights are much appreciated. I can't thank you enough for the wonderful insights that each and every one of you had shared on the numerous possibilities that each society and group open up. One thing I personally realized, and I suppose all of you must have felt, is that whatever be our area of interest, there is at least one society which each of us can relate to, whose mission and vision perfectly nourishes the enthusiast in us. Kudos to all the panelists. You made it even more inspiring. And now, you all, the audience, thanks a lot for listening so patiently. I know it was really long, but I'm pretty sure it was knowledgeable and inspirational too. Before we close, I want to urge all of you to do something. Today, you have learned a lot about the various societies and groups in a variety of fields that IEEE offers. And you can complain that you couldn't fit in somewhere because it's that vast. So I want you all to think which society promotes your specific field of passion and be the ambassadors of those societies in your SB. All of us are here for your assistance, and I believe the panelists are more than ready to extend helping hands from their expertise too. Yes, so I think we've come to end. Now we look forward to your feedback and very valuable suggestions. So I request you to kindly fill up the quick feedback form. The link will be put up in the chat box. And last but not the least, a shout out to all the volunteers who have worked day and night for the success of this event and have stayed up late this till time. So yeah, kudos to you too. Yep. So that's it. I feel overwhelmingly content as we wind up this enriching and motivating talk session. Thank you.
Dear John, can I interrupt, please? So before we wind up, I'm sorry to bother. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of you who plan to, finish it on time and have been waiting, and especially to the organizing committee, because I'm not sure if you even had your dinner. So I out of bloom, or I just request all of you to kindly just give a huge round of applause to the organizers.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Means a lot.
Thank you all.
So thank you all.
Thank you all.
Ganga, may I, before you officially
Yes,
conclude?
sure.
So
Yes, sir,
it's
sure.
indeed it's 3.5 hours. It's more than exam time period for students. So there is a quick surprise that we have decided today. So it will be great if those all members here, especially the student members here, if you could raise hands or shout out, it will be great that there is a surprise waiting for you all. If you can just type your messages in the chat, it will be great. So it will be easy to track your name as well. So there is a surprise awaiting at your end. So it will be great that you could type your name in the chat. So that is a surprise from the organizing committee, because it's indeed a great effort that you have taken, especially the participants, to stay for 3.5 hours. So this is Shankar, and over to you, Ganga.
Thanks, Steve. Right.
Thank you, sir. So participants, if you could put on your names in the chat box. Come on, many more are there in the participant list. Please put on your names in the chat box.
Come on, guys, you don't want to miss this.
Yeah.
On this special note, I would like to personally thank our Gisrian sir, who has been here for the entire time, and he has just dropped down. So it's indeed a pleasure from the whole team to have a senior professional member to stay for 3.5 hours. So I guess with that, we can close, I guess.
Yes, sir.
So kindly, Ganga, just copy all the names. Okay.
Yes.
Thomas, you can do that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Ganga.
So thank you all for joining and staying up this late for the session. You may leave the meeting now. Thank you.
Good night, everyone, and happy weekend.
Good night, ma'am. Good night.
Good night. Good night.